Oskaloosa Indians basketball action is on the air.
Brought to you by Mahaska, Bank Iowa, Clow Valve Company, Kelly Style Insurance, Oskaloosa Area Chamber, Petrito Orthodontics, Hawkeye Real Estate, Swim Sports, Awards and Screen Printing, Raymond James Financial Services, William Penn University, Fairway, Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy, Roxfort's Decorating Center, Pella Printing, Penn Central Mall, Oskaloosa Vision Center, Robert Auld Investments, and Mahaska Drug. And now, live Oskaloosa basketball action
on the No Coast Network.
And welcome in. We are live from the Oskaloosa High School Gymnasium getting set for another doubleheader in Little Hawkeye Conference action. It is the Newton Cardinals to take on the Oskaloosa Indians in a girl-boy doubleheader here in the LHC. My name's Emery Songer, and I'll be giving you all the action this evening on 99.5 FM and AM 740 KMZN and the KMZN mobile app with a live video stream with the help of the Oskaloosa Video Productions program here at Oskaloosa High School, and that is on radio, KMZN.com, and MCG Channel 7. The Oskaloosa girls warming up along with the Newton Cardinals, which should be a competitive first game. Oskaloosa winless on the season at 0-17 overall and 0-10 in Little Hawkeye Conference play. But Newton coming in with a 10-game losing streak. They are just 3-15 overall and 1-9 in the Little Hawkeye. Their only win was against Oskaloosa in the first meeting between the two teams earlier this season, where Newton really took care of business against a young and up-and-coming Oskaloosa team. And Oskaloosa may be winless. The goose egg may be in the win column, but these girls have been learning, and you can see the improvements being made on a game-to-game basis. And we're going to see this team back at full strength with Amanda Fay, Ellie Henry already back available. They were both unavailable due to illness last week on Friday night as Oskaloosa took on Dallas Center Grimes. But a much better effort against DCG. Although they only scored 23 points, they only allowed 60, which is an improvement. The turnovers were down a little bit, but those are the things that you need to continue to see improvements on. Not a lot of turnovers. You want to make sure that you're making the right passes. You don't want to be dribbling into traffic, and we'll see if Oskaloosa can also score the ball a little bit more. Newton averages about 38 points per game. Oski only about 25 points per game, so that will be a discrepancy. We'll see if the Indians can find a way to try to make a balance and power against the opposition for once, to be able to try to get themselves some points in the half court. And it's something they've struggled with mightily this season, but something that they have been continuously improving on as they continue to raise their level of basketball skill throughout the year. By the way, Newton's leading scorer on the season's name is Randy Walters. She's a senior at 5'8", 12.5 points per game, but she will not be playing tonight as she is ineligible. So Oskaloosa catches a break there. Marley Denberger at 8.5 points per game for Oskaloosa actually is the leading scorer between the two teams that we'll see play tonight. Oskaloosa very well could find a way to get this victory, and they would love to be able to do that, as they do have Norwalk later in the schedule. That could very well be a win as well, but with the athletes that Norwalk has, it may be more feasible for the Indians to try to line this one up as their one regular season victory, as Coach Brandon Sharp and his Newton Cardinals, undermanned, shorthanded, looking to come on the road and get a win against Oskaloosa, while the Indians look for their first win of the season. By the way, later tonight, the Oskaloosa boys, currently ranked number 1 in the state at 15-1 overall, 10-0 in the Little Hawkeye, well on their way to a conference championship if they hold serve. And they're taking on a Newton team that's 9-5 overall and 5-5 in the Little Hawkeye. But last Friday in a game against Grinnell, Newton only won by 6, 69-63. But Newton's Garrett Sturtz broke the single game scoring record for Newton with a 47-point performance. He is averaging 32 points per game this season and scored 44 against the Indians the first time the two teams met in what was Oskaloosa's tightest game of the season. Just 3 points separated the Cardinals and the Indians, but Oskaloosa held on for what was a 56-53 win. So that'll be coming up later on tonight. But first, the girls' game. Oskaloosa looking for their first win of the season, and it is possible against the Newton Cardinals. We'll take a break and come back with more on the pregame show, get you the starting lineups, and also have the opening tap for you right after this. It's Oskaloosa basketball on the No Coast Network.
At Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy, we're proud to keep the Oskaloosa Indians and their fans safe and feeling good on and off the field. Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy is the expert in injury care, orthopedics, and sports rehab, with a new facility in Oskaloosa, complete with an open gym area in addition to several private treatment rooms. If pain is bugging you, come see the experts at Kinetic Edge for a free injury screen. Find out more, including why the Oskaloosa Indians trust Kinetic Edge, at kineticedgept.com.
Dreams start early. Illustrated straight from the heart. Big or small, dreams take hard work to grow into reality. To bring your dreams to life, sometimes you need a little help. So surround yourself with people who believe in your dreams and count on Bank Iowa to help you reach them. Bank Iowa, for the dreamer in all of us.
At Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, getting your prescription filled is easy. The large covered drive-thru and easy access to the front door is convenient, and the friendly staff is always ready to help you. With a variety of goods and home decor, Mahaska Drug is sure to have the perfect gift for any occasion. Have your favorite photos developed and framed at Mahaska Drug's framing counter, and cherish your memories for years to come. It's all at Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, where they have been committed to a healthy community for over 20 years. Call 673-3439 or stop in today.
Main Street Oskaloosa is dedicated to giving our community the downtown they want and deserve. We bring vibrant community events like Art on the Square, Christmas in July, and the Lighted Christmas Parade to downtown Oskaloosa. We believe in the unique value of our district and work to support business here. Our city's history is important, and it drives our efforts in the revitalization and preservation of downtown. In 2017, we received the Signature Project Award for our inspiring and innovative placemaking efforts. Our goal is a downtown Oskaloosa can be proud of. For more information, contact Emily Brown at 641-672-2591.
We love to help people with their smiles. Petrito Orthodontics of Ottumwa and Oskaloosa is all about creating beautiful smiles and increased self-esteem that lasts a lifetime. We specialize in creating individualized smiles by committing to make each visit a memorable experience. Our office is equipped with state-of-the-art technology to ensure optimum results. For help with your smile, call Petrito Orthodontics.
You built a castle so that the prince and princess can live happily ever after. You brought the sunshine to shine upon the whole family's future. But when the sun hides behind the clouds, State Farm can help. We put the life back in life insurance to protect your family's finances, not only in the future, but today.
Call your State Farm agent Kelly Style in Oskaloosa today.
The Oskaloosa High School Gymnasium housing a doubleheader between two conference foes and now brand new football district foes. The new districts came out late last week, and Newton is going to be back down to Class 3A as Class 4A shrunk from 48 to 42 teams. And they have also gotten into a district with Oskaloosa, Pella, Knoxville, and Grinnell, and South Tama. So a 6-team district, which is made up 5 of the 6 schools are within our listening area, and Newton and Oskaloosa get to renew a football rivalry we haven't seen in a little while, at least since I've been in Oskaloosa. So going to be interesting to see how that all pans out. We'll be seeing plenty of Newton, not only in all of the conference sports, but also within the district in football starting in the fall of 2018. We got more important things to worry about right now, though, including this girls' basketball game between the Newton Cardinals and the Oskaloosa Indians. Between the two teams, just 3 wins. All of them are Newton's wins, but they have lost their last 10 games. Brandon Sharp and his team are also dealing with losing their leading scorer in Randy Walters, who unable to play due to ineligibility for the last portion of the season. So this is a golden opportunity for Oskaloosa to try to take what they've learned against some of the top competition like the Indianolas and the Grinnells and the Pellas of this conference, and try to make it happen against a team in Newton that has struggled every bit that Oskaloosa has. You look at Grinnell, and I'm going to actually look at the Grinnell boys here. Coach, the coach of the Grinnell boys basketball team, his name is Scott Sharp, and he's had an amazing success at Grinnell, and even as recently as a couple of years ago, making long journeys to sub-state finals, making state tournaments, producing great athletes, the Eli Dunns of the world. But unfortunately this year, if you're a Grinnell boys basketball fan, you've had no wins to cheer for either. Who would have thought in their lifetime that Grinnell's boys basketball team would have 0 wins heading into the last couple of weeks of the season? The reason I bring this up is, even though Coach J.C. White's just in her first season, this is hardly a an indictment of her coaching ability, the fact that Oskaloosa is 0-17 this season and 0-10 in Little Hawkeye Conference play. This has a lot more to do with just trying to develop a program that lost several seniors from last year's team that already only won 2 games, and trying to kind of piece together a new philosophy around this team. We've seen plenty of sophomores and freshmen playing major minutes for Coach White, and now she's even gone as far as to trying to pull some of those players. Like we saw Kaylee Johnson play in the second half of the junior varsity game. She will be available, of course, for the varsity game, but she dressed and played in the entire second half of that junior varsity game. Jillian Jennings played most of that game as well, trying to continue to address the development of these players as they are young and they are learning, and they're going to try to continue to learn while this season wears on. It's not easy, and they've played several tough competitions that tough competitive teams that is really on the scoreboard. It's not been fun to see, or I'm sure to be a part for those girls on the floor. But overall, there will be a light at the end of this tunnel. And Coach White knows that she's going to have some athletes that she's going to be able to mold and develop as time wears on. And that's something that I'm excited to see how Coach White is able to do that with the help of the middle school coaches, including former head coach at the varsity level, Steve Kaizen, and even all the way down to 5th, 6th grade. And before that, if you look at North Mahaska, just 10 minutes to the north of New Sharon, they're 5 starters of an 18-0 team. They're 18-0 going to tonight. Yes, North Mahaska 18-0, number 3 in the state. All 5 of their starters are sophomores. Coach L.E. Moore says, you know why they're so good? They've played together since they were in 3rd grade. And that's something that Coach White's going to have to continue to develop as we move forward, not only here at the varsity level and the players she already has, but also the players that she's hoping to have in the next 3, 4, 5 years. And that's where we're going to see really the turnaround come for this girls basketball team. It would be awesome to see them have a competitive matchup. It's been a long time, several weeks since they have had a competitive game, especially within this conference. So this would be fun to be able to have a competitive game at least for a few quarters, and potentially, who knows, if things go well, you might be able to find yourself lined up for a victory later in the night. So we'll see how things go. But first, let's take a listen in to the playing of our national anthem. The Star Spangled Banner, as always, a great start to an athletic event here in the United States of America. And now let's get to the starting lineups. First for the visitors from Newton, the Cardinals under head coach Brandon Sharp. The first starter is senior Anna Forsythe. She stands 5'6" as Newton, wearing their away gray uniforms, a dark charcoal gray with white numbers and letters trimmed in red. Newton across the chest, numbers on the front of the back. They'll shoot at our left hoop in the first half. Second starter we saw there was Marcelina Marvelli, a 5'5" senior who now functions as the leading scorer for this team in terms of statistics. It was Rachel Rhodes in number 20, a junior, 5'7", joined by the 5'7" junior Peyton Maher. And finally, rounding out the 5 is Allie Bestel, a 6-foot-tall senior who will be the tallest player on the floor at any given time for the Cardinals and Indians in this game. Here are the Indians. Oskaloosa introducing their starters. Mary Nelson going to be the first to be introduced. She's a 5'7" sophomore, sharpshooter, a good outside shooter. Megan Mormon drawing the start, 5'5" sophomore. She's going to get a spot start to see what she can bring to the table here at the varsity level. Just a sophomore, as mentioned. Here is junior Lindsey Homburg. She comes in at 5'5". She has 3 years of varsity experience. Emma Kellerman, the 5'7" junior, And finally, the Oskaloosa leading scorer, Marley Denberger, 5'10". We'll see if the Indians can rely on her to get to double figures here and try to put the pressure on a Newton team that has struggled. The last couple of games, they lost to Grinnell 65-22 and lost to Sheraton, a smaller opponent, 58-26. So the scoring has been tough without Walters available. Gives you an opportunity here if you're Oskaloosa. Try to have an opponent that can score on a similar level with you. Try to get your first win of the season. And that'd be definitely nice for these young players to enjoy a little taste of success. Junior varsity team, of course, has won a few games this season, and they have been very competitive. Lost by 10 earlier today to the Newton JV, but that's definitely a different dynamic against junior varsity competition. Varsity games are completely different. So to be able to taste some varsity success would certainly be a reward for these girls for trying to learn and develop. And it has been tough. There have been a lot of roadblocks during the season, but I'm sure they would take a win and really understand those lessons a little bit better as Newton wins the tip. We're underway as Newton has the ball shooting at our left basket. On the left wing, here's a cross-court pass to the right side. On the right wing, Marcelino Marvelli. She is a solid three-point shooter, better than 30%. You can't leave her open, and she'll fire it from the top of the key immediately, but rims in and out. Rebound Nelson, and Oskaloosa going the other way, wearing white uniforms trimmed in maroon. Maroon numbers on the front and the back. Indians across the chest. They'll shoot at our right hoop here in the first half. Denberger, nice pass from Kellerman, sets her up, and she'll lay it in. Good start for Oskaloosa. That was an excellent look from Kellerman on the outside. And Oskaloosa takes a quick 2-0 lead in the first minute of play. Here's Marvelli out on the right wing. She gets a screen from Bestel, lobs it into the corner. This is Maher. She's going to go on the dribble, and she's going to get called for a double dribble as she pinned it against her hip on the drive. This is what you want to see, a good start. That changes everything. Oskaloosa has been out of the game by the end of the first quarter in so many contests. It would be a refreshing sense of ability as this ball fired by Kellerman. She had an open Denberger, but led her too far, and Oskaloosa turns it right back over. But just having the ability to say that you're in a game into the second quarter, I know that sounds very simplistic, but it hasn't been an easy go against a lot of the varsity teams here in Class 4A and in this little Hawkeye conference with many ranked teams Oskaloosa's run into. Maher gets it in of Marvelli in the left corner after the turnover. Back to the top at Maher. They're trying to get Bestel posted up against Denberger down low. She does have a small size advantage. We'll see if they're able to exploit that. On the outside here is Rhodes. She's going to go all the way around the horn. A little floater miss, but Bestel underneath able to get the rebound and draw a foul. Going to have to rebound if you're going to win this game. If you're Oskaloosa, got to find position. Cannot get out hustled on the boards. As Denberger picks up her first foul, it would be a huge loss to have her in foul trouble in this game and really neutralize the only real true scoring threat that you've been able to have on a game-to-game basis this year. Bestel's first free throw rattles in. Allie came into the season averaging just 3.5 points a game, but a 42% free throw shooter. Second one after a few dribbles with the right hand on the way, and it's going to hit the back of the rim. Rebound Denberger. Oskaloosa has it with a 2-1 lead, 6:45 to go here in this first quarter. You play 4 8-minute quarters here in regulation as Mormon dropped the pass but picked it back up over to Homburg. Gets it to Kellerman on the right wing. She goes to Denberger on the block. She wants to make a post move, spins to her right, shot blocked by Bestel, and she'll come out of there with the rebound as Mormon was battling for it, just couldn't quite come up with it against the taller Bestel. It's good defense by Allie Bestel as Denberger tried to put a couple of post moves on her, but she held her ground nicely and ended up getting the block and the rebound. Newton in the front court on the right wing. Rhodes, she's going to draw contact and go to the free throw line, and I believe that's going to be 2 on Denberger, just not moving her feet quickly enough. And immediately, Oskaloosa's best scorer is going to have to ride the pine less than a minute and a half into this game. Or I guess less than 2 minutes in this game. 6:16 left first quarter. Rhodes' first free throw is around and out. Unable to take advantage of the line to this point. Ashley Drost will come in. That's got to be frustrating for Coach White. You have a player that you could actually run an offense through and have an opportunity to try to build a lead, but just a minute and 44 seconds into the game, she's unavailable. As a missed free throw, and again, Oskaloosa out hustled on the boards. Anna Forsythe gets the rebound and puts it back up and in to give Newton their first lead at 3-2. Bad pass by Kellerman, but eventually kicked out of bounds by Forsythe. These seniors for Newton aren't going to quit. They are not going to roll over, and they are not going to surrender. They know this is an opportunity for them to break a 10-game losing streak. Drost dribbles into the front court, passes to Kellerman, who will set up the offense out by the volleyball line. Mormon tries a bounce pass. Drost, she'll kick it out. Nelson goes baseline. It's now who's going to step up and try to score for Oskaloosa. Here's Homburg. She's at the elbow. Gives it to Kellerman. Kellerman's pass wide of Mormon, but she goes back to retrieve it. Bounces it in to Drost. Drost pestered, and they're going to call a jump ball. This is going to stay with Oskaloosa. Good job by Peyton Maher, dropping down and forcing the jump on the entry pass, looking for Drost. They want to get it down to that post and see what she can do. Drost does stand 5'9", but doesn't have the skill set offensively, especially shooting the ball with the touch that Denberger has. Homburg out on the volleyball line, directing some traffic, guarded closely by Rhodes, gets it into the right wing, and it is Nelson. Nelson back to the top. It is Kellerman. She'll dribble it. She crosses over Forsythe and then lobs it over to Homburg. Homburg dribbles, hard power dribbles with the right hand, gets it over to Nelson, back to Homburg. Homburg dribbles, gives it off to the elbow. They eventually go down to Drost. Drost turns, fires. That one a little strong. Rebound pulled down by Bestel, who's really already crashed the boards for 3 rebounds and probably will waltz to double figures in rebounds by the end of this game. They're going to call a little touchy foul on Mormon as Marcelina Marvelli did get a step on Mormon going baseline. Didn't look like a whole lot from this vantage point. Unfortunately, though, it counts all the same, and the foul is Mormon's first and already the 3rd team foul on the Indians 3 minutes in. Kellerman a good job tipping that entry pass from Maher, and it will stay with Newton. It'll be out in front of the Oskaloosa bench. 4:57 left first quarter, 3-2 Newton the lead, and neither side really any obvious options to look to on the offensive front that are in the game right now. Forsythe at the top. She dribbles to her right and leaves it for Marvelli. Marvelli step back, lost Homburg on a screen, but misses it off the heel of the rim. Another long rebound and another offensive board for Newton as they'll look for some second chance points. Coach Sharp hollers out what he wants his team to do. They set a screen, kick at Rhodes, left corner 3 on the way, left short. Nelson retrieves the rebound. She'll push it ahead. Newton is trying to run a press against Oskaloosa, but they can't set it up if Oskaloosa doesn't allow any points. Drost just kind of fires a ball up off the glass. Not necessarily the best shot you've seen. Ashley does have some solid touch when she has space to shoot it, but the little lefty hook, not really her game. She commits a foul on the rebound, and that'll be her first, and the team's 4th foul already. Newton yet to commit one. Bestel will come take a break. This could be a big opportunity for Oskaloosa with the defensive stopper out of the game. Also, Rhodes came out. Replacing those two, Addison Blom, a 5'7" senior, and also Abby Barr, a 5'5" junior, into the game for Newton. With 4:05 to go here in the first quarter, it's 3-2 Newton with a 1-point lead. Marvelli steps inside the arc, loses the dribble, and then passes to the right side. This is Forsythe. Little stutter step, gets around Homburg. Tough little floater missed, and Nelson again is the player who goes after the rebound. She already has 3 of those in the game. Mormon running the point here for the Indians. She bounces it to the high post. Drost thought about a shot. She's got a smaller defender than Bestel now out there as Kellerman has it poked away, but right to Mormon. It is Nelson. They're trying to get Drost on the post again, and a good job by Maher just reaching her hands in there, forcing another jump ball while Nelson had it out extended in front of her without actually getting rid of the basketball. Mormon comes out. Kinsey Cook comes in. The jump ball gives it back to the Cardinals. 3.5 to go first quarter, 3-2 Newton the lead. Walking it up is Forsythe. Homburg picks her up. She doesn't take the screen, but is able to get rid of Homburg on the drive, then get her own offensive rebound, go back up, can't get it. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Newton. Coach J.C. White yelling at her players to try to get some level of activity on the defensive glass because they are just getting beat on the offensive boards over and over again. Maher will come out, and she will be replaced by senior Taylor Ryan, who stands 5'4". As Kellerman pokes this away, Nelson gets the steal. Nelson's going to go all the way. Tough righty layup on the run, missed. Kellerman tried the rebound, but she's fouled over the top by Blom. It was a good job by Kellerman poking that pass away on the inbound. Very reminiscent if you're familiar with NBA history. Havlicek stole the ball, tipping it to a teammate. The foul, as mentioned, was on Blom. Kellerman catches it on the elbow. She goes down low to Drost. She faces up, nowhere to go with it. Goes to Homburg. She dribbles once, fires it hard off the glass, can't get the roll. And then there's going to be a foul on the rebound. And again, it is on Oskaloosa. And that's the second on Drost. So Denberger grabs 2 quick ones, and then Drost gets her second in quick order. We're not even 5 minutes into this game, and the 2 bigs for Oskaloosa already with 2 fouls each. It's not an ideal situation for a team trying to compete for a win here today. Here's Marvelli, gets a screen from Blom, goes over to the right side. This is Ryan, back to Marvelli. They go to the top, and Barr nearly traveled with it. Long 2 from the left side, and getting a friendly roll that time is Taylor Ryan for 2. And it goes to a 5-2 lead in favor of Newton. Nice pass from Nelson to Homburg, and she's going to go to the free throw line to shoot a couple. That was a great look by Mary in the fast break. Trying to get an easy look for Homburg. Couldn't finish, but drew the foul. It's the first on Abby Barr, as Newton sluggish to get back defensively after Oskaloosa broke the press. Homburg has had some struggles at the free throw line, just 31% at the stripe this season. And off to the left. Shooting has not been a strong suit of her career thus far, but her motor has never been a problem. She goes 100 miles an hour, 100% at all times. No quit in her. And she knows she's got to be a leader this year and into next year, just a junior. Rattles home the second for her first point of the game. And it is 5-3 rather, with Newton a 2-point lead, 2.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Also into the game, in between those free throws, Amanda Fay came in for the first time for Oskaloosa, a freshman at 5'10", replacing Drost. We got a traveling violation on Barr. She did a pump fake and drug the back foot. Now, even with the turnover, though, Newton has an opportunity to set up the press. Can Oskaloosa break the press? Fay comes back, gets the basketball, lobs it ahead for Homburg. Good press break by the Indians. Homburg missed Fay immediately open. Blom did a really good job of reading it, getting the steal, but lost the ball from behind. Kellerman pokes it away. It'll stay with the Cardinals, but the Indians can at least get back defensively and set up. Homburg, it's just a matter of being able to dribble with your eyes up, and she could have saw Fay streaking on the other side of the floor, maybe would have had an open layup for the freshman. Unfortunately, as this one nearly stolen away by Nelson, kicked out beyond the volleyball line, and Forsythe sets up the offense. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. It is 5-3 Newton in what we expect to be a low-scoring affair throughout, as Marvelli steps into a mid-range jump shot and missed the shot. Kellerman saves the rebound nicely to Nelson. Nelson has it poked away. She gets it back, and she is fouled from behind by Blom, who jumped on her back. And for Blom, that'll be her second and the team's third. That was excellent work by Kellerman. She didn't know who exactly it was off of on the long rebound if people had tipped the ball, as Rhodes comes back in to replace Blom, who just picked up her second. And then she saved it into a spot where a teammate could get it, as her inbound pass into the front court finds Homburg. Good job by Lindsey to stick with it. It wasn't an easy pass to catch. Homburg out by the center circle, passes over to Nelson, still about 35 feet away from the hoop, over to Kinsey Cook, who's in the game, the lone senior on the Indians roster. Good entry pass to Fay, but well too strong off the glass on the shot, and Forsythe clears the board for the Cardinals. 5-3, Newton. Forsythe streaking, blocked by Fay, rebound loose, and again, Forsythe outworks Oskaloosa, kicks it out to Ryan for 3, and she swishes it. You cannot allow offensive rebounds if you are Oskaloosa in this game and if you want to win. That's just something that cannot happen, as the Indians nearly throw it away on the inbound. Good save by Fay. Kellerman over to Cook. Got to move. Got to get it in the front court. Tough pass by Cook, and it is going to be saved. They say it stayed in bounds. Marvelli's going to get credit for the steal, and that is just bad luck by the Indians trying to save it. With 50.5 seconds left, Coach J.C. White calls time, a 30-second timeout, and Newton's opened up a 10-3 lead. But of the points, the Forsythe, Fay did a great job on the block, first and foremost. But Oskaloosa is sloppy in the press still. They've committed 2 turnovers in quick succession here. Unfortunately, the Fay play, she did a great job getting the block, but nobody went after the rebound. Forsythe was able to outwork the 3 Oskaloosa jerseys around her, get the rebound, kick it out to Taylor Ryan, who knocked down a 3-point shot. She's got 5 of the 10 points. Forsythe already has 4 rebounds. Just Oskaloosa being out-rebounded at every turn here. And for a team that's looking to win a game here, as Newton is actually backed into a half-court zone defense, it appears, or maybe it's a man, but interesting decision to pull off the press after they had done a good job of getting a steal and scoring on the last time down. Either way, Oski will take it. Homburg, bounce pass. It is a 3 in the corner from Nelson, an air ball, but Fay is able to get the rebound. Cook, mid-range two-pointer is off. And look at Oskaloosa now going on the floor. Coach J.C. White must have said something, and Kellerman got the rebound, found a way to get it to Nelson. That was excellent work by Kellerman. Her motor, you can't question either. 29.2 left. Homburg lobs it into the top. Nelson makes a nice catch. Back to Homburg. She splits defenders. Tough shot off glass, too strong. Pulled down by Rhodes. And Newton can hold for the last shot. 19 seconds to go here. And stepping into the mid-ranger is Rhodes. Misses it. Kellerman a rebound. And Oskaloosa now has an opportunity as we got some hand fighting on the way down the floor. And Rhodes is going to get called for a foul. So now Newton is caught up to Oskaloosa in fouls. 5 on each team. Kellerman gets the pass in to Homburg. She's trapped in the corner, needs some help, but does find Kellerman. Kellerman's pass, a wide of the mark of Nelson, but is able to get a piece of it. They lob it to Faye. 1 second on the clock, and Amanda's not going to get a chance to get a shot up, and that's how the first quarter will end. Oskaloosa started strong. Felt like they had a good pace to this, but a couple of easy hoops and some second chance points for Newton has given the Cardinals a 10-3 lead after 1 quarter of play. We'll take a short break and be back with the second after this on the No Coast Network.
For over 30 years, Pella Printing has been leading the way in the print industry with quality equipment, modern facilities, and skilled staff. The Pella approach combines old-world craftsmanship with today's cutting-edge technology to provide brilliant printed products at a value price. They take the time to understand clients' needs from design to pre-press to printing and delivery to build lasting relationships with their customers. Whether you need personalized graduation announcements, oversized posters and banners, marketing materials, or stationery, Pella Printing offers a broad assortment of quality printed products done with speed and precision. Pella Printing, where technology and craftsmanship meet.
Hawkeye Real Estate is your one-stop source for everything real estate in Mahaska County and the surrounding area. Whether commercial, residential, or acreages, we've got you covered with the area's largest pool of real estate professionals, full-time support staff, and property management services. With over $19 million in sales volume for 2016, Hawkeye continues to be Oskaloosa's leading real estate office. Discover what thousands already know. When it's time to make a move, get the Hawkeye Edge.
Oskaloosa trailing 10-3 quickly into the second quarter. Amanda Faye gets a nice look underneath, but off to the left on the shot. The rebound secured, and with 3 players around her, Allie Bestel decides she's going to bring it up herself. That was a good active play by Allie Bestel, who played really strong for the first 4 minutes of that first quarter before taking a seat on the bench, and now is fresh again to start the second quarter. As mentioned, it's 10-3. Newton the lead here, 7.5 to go in the first half. On the outside, Maher is back in over to Marvelli. Marvelli around the horn, picked up by a couple of Oskaloosa players. Forsythe the pump fake, runs out of room. Faye, nicely done. Oskaloosa's defense looking strong this possession. Maher thought about the long shot. Instead, it goes to Rhodes. Rhodes pinched to the sideline. Faye blocks the shot, and it was a jump ball they called as Mormon reached in there with Bestel. Faye, her second block. You see the freshman defensively already has a lot of impressive skills at her disposal as the inbound comes to Forsythe. Her shot missed. Faye, a strong rebound this time. And Oskil bring it the other way with Homburg. The Indians need to find an offensive threat. After the first minute and 44 seconds, Marley Denberger had to come out with 2 fouls as Homburg misses the shot, but Kellerman the offensive rebound. Her pass to the top to Megan Mormon, who starts the second quarter as well. Mormon being pestered, trying to get rid of the ball, has it knocked out of her hand, but Kellerman is in a good position, has it poked away, it goes out of bounds, and it'll stay with Oskaloosa. No, the official's going to overrule and say Kellerman just lost it out of her hand, and it will go as a turnover for the Indians. That's just their 4th. So the turnovers haven't been that big of a problem, but Newton has not kept the press on. It's just been kind of intermittent, and intermittently they have put the press on to try to generate some turnovers. That one in the half court, though. Oskaloosa has also generated 3 turnovers of their own. So that's not been the big factor. It's just Oskaloosa allowing second chance points and unable to really find anybody who can get an open look. As Forsythe, that was a tough pass made by Maher. And again, Forsythe outworks Oskaloosa, kicks it out, Maher again. The ball off the side of the rim, though, and fires itself out of bounds, and it'll go to Oskaloosa. I don't have the ability to keep track of just offensive and defensive rebounds, but there's been a lot of offensive rebounds, and I think Anna Forsythe, of the 5 rebounds she has, 4 of them have been on the offensive glass. Faye gets The inbound pass goes to Mormon. Mormon lobs it ahead. It's poked away, but Homburg gets it. She'll step into a mid-range jump shot. Again, that's not really her game, and it's nothing but air on the backside. It's Maher the rebound. She'll push it ahead for the Cardinals. Oskaloosa one and done. They're not getting a lot of offensive opportunities as Forsythe just goes right by. Faye just kind of olayed and got out of the way, and Mormon was forced to foul her over the back. And that'll send Forsythe to the line, and she's been incredibly active here in this first half. She only has 2 points, but this is a girl that on the season has averaged 2.5 points per game, doesn't shoot the ball extremely well. She does make the first here. She's only a 44% free throw shooter and has not gotten there very much at all this season. Mormon comes out, replaced by Cook, and Kaylee Johnson, who played a lot of that second half of the JV game, enters. 2 for 2 for Forsythe. She replaced Mormon, who just got her second foul. Faye gets the inbound, lobs it ahead, looking for Kinsey Cook, but the long arms of Rhodes knock it away. Cook does a good job of hustling and making sure it stays with Oskaloosa, however. 12-3, Oski trailing. Johnson tried a shot, missed everything. Maher the rebound. Ball may have been deflected on a shot by Forsythe, and then underneath on a nice pass from Rhodes, Bestel lays it in for 2. So now Newton has a double-digit advantage, 14-3, as Cook dribbles it into the front court, working on Rhodes, who's all over her, and she's going to get called for a traveling violation as the plant foot slipped. 5th turnover for Oskaloosa. Barr back in to replace Marvelli, who played the entire first quarter and has played the entire game to this point. But Newton is finding offensive options, whereas Oskaloosa with Berger on the bench just cannot find anybody they can rely on to get a shot up and make it an accurate shot. And that's one thing that's going to be a challenge for Coach White to develop. As Barr goes baseline, left it way short. Johnson the rebound, and they throw it away. And those turnovers as well. Johnson specifically this season has been plagued by turnovers. Either way, I'm sure this is frustrating for Coach White, but she can't throw Marley Denberger out there with 2 fouls. She's only played in less than 2 minutes. It's Barr underneath. Cook's going to get called for a foul, trying to recover defensively. But the ball movement for Newton is finding ways to get the ball inside, within 15 feet. And Oskaloosa just finding themselves out of position after Faye. She's just a freshman, obviously, and she was just recently in the last few weeks pulled up to the varsity level as Barr's first free throw is a swish. As Blom comes in for Bestel, working that same kind of rotation they did in the first quarter. Jillian Jennings, who plays almost every second of those JV games, most of those games, not every second, as Barr's second is short. Rebound pulled down. Mary Nelson again, she'll bring it up. Into the corner, Cook, just too high on the pass, looking for Jennings underneath, and it's taken by Blom on the steal. Into the corner. Here's Rhodes, kick out to Maher. But you'll see Newton on this possession, they find ways to get the ball inside the three-point arc with multiple players, and they're all moving and trying to take advantage. There's going to be a charging foul on Barr as she ran over Kellerman, who clearly had position. It's a good job by Emma knowing what to do in that situation. Her basketball IQ is going up exponentially as this season wears on. She bounces it in to Johnson. Johnson has it poked away from behind, but she is fouled, and I believe they're going to get Forsythe from the behind. Forsythe will get called for the foul, and that's now the 7th team foul on Newton. Have yet to put it on the scoreboard, but with 4:32 left, second quarter, it's 15-3. Oskaloosa scored 3 early points, but have not been able to generate anything since. Kaylee Johnson's front end of the 1-and-1, nothing but net. She's got a smooth stroke. You can see why she was brought up so quickly to the varsity level. Hopefully she'll continue to develop, averaging just 2 points a game, just 30% from the free throw line in her limited attempts. Turnovers have been her biggest bugaboo as she swishes both free throws. But just a freshman, you know, with this playing time and the experience she's able to get, it's something that's going to be nothing but beneficial to her moving forward as Cook comes out, replaced by Homburg for Oskaloosa. 4:20 left. Here's Forsythe inside against the Oski zone as they collapse on her. Good active hands by Kellerman. They swing it around to Barr on the left wing, over to Blom. Blom thought about the shot, goes baseline on Jennings. Swings it outside, 3-ball, left short. Volleyball and bounce and pinballs around, and eventually Barr comes out of there with it as Maher left the shot short. And then Rhodes, again on the pump fake, drug the back foot. Will get called for a traveling violation. 5 turnovers for Newton as this lead pass finds Homburg. Good find for Johnson, but again, as she tries to stop on the dribble, lost the handle of the ball, and jump ball is going to be called on the scramble underneath. And the possession arrow keeps it with the Indians. Barr and Rhodes come out. It'll be Taylor Ryan and Marcelina Marvelli back in for the Cardinals. Halfway through the second quarter, 15-5, Newton by 10. Kellerman out in the left wing, goes down low. Jennings immediately goes for a shot underneath. Can't get it to fall, with Blom getting the rebound. I like Jennings' game. I like that she knows what she wants to do with the basketball as soon as she gets it. She knows that she's in there to be an offensive option for Oskaloosa at this point. It's just a matter of trying to master those skills underneath and maybe being a little bit more patient instead of just firing up a shot at the first sign of space. On the right wing here is Forsythe into the corner now. It is Blom. She'll pass it to the top, and Ryan, who's already got 5 points off the bench. Marvelli from about 23 left that one short, predictably, as the rebound pulled down by Kellerman. That's already 5 boards in the game for Emma, who's really worked hard on the boards in this game. Here's Jennings. She goes up and under and lays it in. That time she had good positioning. It was a good look from Johnson underneath for the assist, and Jillian's got her first 2 of the game. 15-7, Oskaloosa trying to trim up what was an 11-point lead at one point, make it 12-point lead, my mistake. The defense has to continue to get stops, though, because Oskaloosa knows offensively they are challenged to score points. Denberger is at the scorer's table. We'll check back in. The next dead ball is there's going to be a traveling violation on Blom as she tried to split the interior defense. Jennings will come out. Denberger comes in, and Coach Sharp wants to take a 30-second timeout. We'll take a quick break with them. 2:43 left first half, 15-7 Newton on the No Coast Network.
The student community at William Penn made an impression on me. It's a real statement that you can come here and be part of something real.
You have the opportunity to participate in activities.
The coaches are awesome. It's easy to play for coaches that care about you.
The real experiences at Penn have helped shape who I'm going to be when I graduate. I work harder because I want to be part of the conversation in class.
I am a leader.
I am a trailblazer.
I'm proud to be a statesman.
Oskaloosa comes out after the Newton timeout. And a little bit of a full court press being shown by Newton. Kellerman able to bring it across on Forsythe by herself, but lost the dribble. Those are the things that Emma's going to have to continue to work on over the offseason. As she just lost it, Forsythe got the steal, and quickly ahead to Blom, who lays it in for 2. Denberger checks back in, makes a bad pass. Maher got a hand on it, knocked out of bounds. It'll go to Newton. Another turnover, Oskaloosa. The passing just isn't there. And Coach White is drawing up these press breaks. The girls are going into the right spot, but it takes an accurate pass to make the play happen. And unfortunately for the Indians, just inconsistent passing has been a real, I mean, it's hard to say any other way than bugaboo. As here's just a setup shot for Taylor Ryan, and she is proving to be a 3-point threat in the game. She just an 18.5% 3-point shooter on the season. And they're going to call a 5-second violation. That looked like it was a little quick as Kinsey Cook tried to get it inbounds as Newton ratcheted up the pressure again. Coach J.C. White wants to talk to her team. A full timeout. Newton ball. They'll lead it. They have their largest lead of the game right now at 20-7 with just under 2 minutes to play in the first half. We'll take a short break and be back with more after this on the No Coast Network.
Lighton State Bank understands that everyone's financial needs and goals are different. That's why it's essential for you to bank with a local bank that knows you personally and professionally. Lighton State Bank is that bank. They understand your financial situation and work diligently to help you reach your financial goals. They're committed to working with you and for you every step of the way. Lighton State Bank, serving you from Lighton, Pella, and Monroe. Grow strong with us, member FDIC.
Providing high-quality professional eye care with a truly caring staff is what Oskaloosa Vision Center has been doing for more than 30 years. With our state-of-the-art equipment, we can provide comprehensive eye exams, prescription glasses, and contact lenses, as well as medical care like eye infection and disease treatment, emergency eye care, and pre- and post-operative aid. Newborn to adult, we have the experience to meet all your eye care needs. Oskaloosa Vision Center. Come see us today.
Inbound pass comes into Marcelino Marvelli. Newton with the basketball out of the timeout. 2 minutes to go. A tough running hook shot by Ali Bestel. And again, there's going to be a foul, not a jump ball. I thought they were going to call it a jump ball, but they're going to get Peyton Maher for a foul. That's going to be the 8th team foul on Newton. They adjusted the team foul situation. It's a second on Maher. And Mary Nelson, who was one of Oskaloosa's better shooters from three-point land, and 68% from the foul line. That's second best on the team by anybody that's shot 10 or more free throws. And Mary will go to the line, looking to try to help chip away at what is a 20-7 Newton lead. Front end of the 1-and-1, buried. Mary's first point of the game. Remember, Oskaloosa felt confident they could come in here and compete with a Newton team that's really struggled to score the ball without their leading scorer, and only 3 wins on the year, as Bestel rebounds the missed free throw by Nelson. Now it's just a matter of sticking with it and trying to chip away, keep this within a reasonable deficit as you get further and further into the game. It is 20-8 now, a 12-point lead for the Cardinals. They have the ball with 1:35 left. Here's another three from the right wing, no good. Again on the board, Bestel, but Denberger gets it on the miss as Bestel couldn't finish the putback. Cook pushes it ahead, gets it ahead into the arms of the junior Homburg. Back to Cook, cross-court pass, a good one by Cook, finds an open Nelson, three-point shot on the way, just off the mark. Rebound Marvelli. Everything was good there, the shot just didn't fall. Nobody shoots 100% from outside the arc. Can't fault Mary there. It was a good play and a good find by Cook. The three is an air ball here from Marvelli, and again, Nelson comes out of there with yet another rebound. Johnson keeps her head up, finds Homburg. She fires too strong, though, off glass. Marvelli comes out of there with another rebound. It's being able to develop a touch by next year for Homburg, because she, with her speed and her ability to work hard, get herself inside the arc, and inside the free throw line, you know, if she develops some level of touch with the shot in the offseason, she very well could find a way to be a legitimate scoring threat for the Indians. As it looks like Newton is just perfectly fine with running out the clock and shooting one shot to finish this first half. They lead it 20-8. 25 seconds now as Forsythe will run it down with 23 seconds left. Coach Sharp is going to call a timeout, and it will be, I believe, a 30-second timeout. So the 30-second timeout by Brandon Sharp, and the Newton Cardinals, they are looking to try to snap a 10-game losing streak. It has been a situation in which Oskaloosa this season has really struggled, but Newton in recent weeks, without Randy Walters on the floor due to ineligibility, I mean, it has been a problem for Newton to score the ball, and they have not won a game in their last 10. Oskaloosa felt like they could compete in this game, and it's still pretty competitive. Oskaloosa just, Denver got in early foul trouble, and that has been a huge factor, as Oskaloosa's only managed 8 points here so far in the first half. And with Forsythe now, we'll see how Newton wants to attack this. Forsythe finds a lane, goes all the way to the rim, and lays it in. That is a huge bucket for Newton, makes it 22-8. 10 seconds left. Kellerman gets past Rhodes, lobs it ahead for Denberger. Oski's got to go here. You can't sit around and wait for your shot to give it to you. Denberger notices that, fires up a shot, but can't make it, and that'll do it as Forsythe cleared the rebound. 6.6 rebounds for Forsythe in the first half. Oskaloosa has nobody with more than 2 points. Mary Nelson does lead the way with 6 rebounds. Emma Kellerman has 5. But overall, Newton outworked Oskaloosa on the boards and found ways to generate offense, whereas Oskaloosa with Denberger on the bench could do no such thing. And at the half, it is 22-8 in favor of the Cardinals. We'll take a break, come back with a halftime show right after this. It's Oskaloosa trailing by 14 on the No Coast Network.
Look at that mouth. That poor, parched mouth. What'd you eat for lunch? Chalk dust? Did your face storm a sandcastle? You're being awfully quiet. Is that because your mouth feels like the business end of a Dremel saw? Is it because your mouth just wrote a haiku and all 17 syllables were dry heaves? Right now, your mouth could be tongue-bathing in the refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew. Instead, it feels like you've been motorboating King Tut's sarcophagus. Show some mercy. Crack open an ice-cold Mountain Dew. You know your mouth wants you to. Do the Dew.
seconds.
Whatever they went through together.
Welcome, guys.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
If you are looking for brand names close to home, then look no further than Penn Central Mall in Oskaloosa. Penn Central Mall has a wide variety of stores for people of all ages. Find the perfect pair of silver or Vigas jeans at Maurice's. Get a pair of Oakley sunglasses from the smiling staff at Eye Care Partners. Cozy up with Ashley Furniture from Gilworth Furniture. And find that dazzling diamond from Gardner Collier Jewelry. When you're done, grab a bite to eat at Mir and Cheeto or the Pizza Ranch. It's all at Penn Central Mall in Oskaloosa. Shop, walk, and enjoy Penn Central Mall.
At Clow Valve Company, being the premier place to work is part of our core vision, and this includes helping our local community be a premier place to live. Clow cares and is committed to creating a happier and healthier community. By volunteering in local events and fundraisers. By donating to nonprofit organizations. By leaving a better tomorrow than today. Clow is more.
We are Clow Valve.
Swim Sports is once again open in Oskaloosa. This is Doug DeCock, the new owner of Swims. Along with Doug Swim, we are happy to be open again. Swims has a wide variety of trophies, plaques, and engraving available to Oskaloosa and the surrounding areas. We have an assortment of uniforms, socks, and belts, along with other sporting goods at the store. Swim Sports also provides a full screen printing facility for your screen printing needs. Come check out the new store at 118 A Avenue East in Oskaloosa. The two Dougs would love to see you at Swim Sports.
If you think there's room for improvement in your investment game plan, or that maybe you should send in some new plays, take a time out and talk to an experienced investment professional. I'm Bob Auld of Robert Auld Investments, an investment advisor with over 31 years of experience in Oskaloosa and Southern Iowa. Let me help you find some new strategies. Call 673-9448 or 1-800-444-AULD.
Robert Auld is a registered representative offering securities and investment advisory services through SagePoint Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC.
It's halftime. The student section is taking a break. We saw some beach balls being bounced around. It is beach night here. That's the theme for the Oskaloosa student section this evening, and they're going to have a fun time as they always do, and getting everybody hyped and getting this gym rocking, especially when the top-ranked Oskaloosa boys team at 15-1 this season come out on the floor later on tonight. At halftime of the girls' game, though, it is Newton 22, Oskaloosa 8. The real storyline was when Marley Denberger, with 6:16 left in the first quarter, picked up her second foul and had to sit on the bench for well over 12 minutes of game time. Really didn't factor in the first half at all. We talked about Oskaloosa trying to find a way to get their first win against this Newton team that's without their leading scorer in Randy Walters and doesn't score very much without her, about 25 points a game, around the same as Oskaloosa. If you're the Indians, you didn't have any choice but to rest Marley that entire first half. You didn't want her to get in any deeper foul trouble and not be able to use her later in the game. Unfortunately, Newton found ways to generate offense in the half court. Anna Forsythe had 6 points. Taylor Ryan off the bench hit 2 threes, which is a little out of character for her. She's only an 18% three-point shooter. Marvelli is the only player that's significantly a three-point threat on a game-to-game basis. But at this point, Taylor Ryan has scored 8 points to lead all scorers in the game, and an unbelievable couple of threes that in a game like this where the scoring is going to be very sparse for both sides, and you're not going to be able to find a way with the scarcity that shooting is going to give you to score points. A couple of threes goes a really long way in getting yourself positioned for a victory, and that's why it's a 22-8 lead. As Oskaloosa on the other side, they just could not find anybody to generate any points. They eventually had 10 turnovers in the first half. Now also, Newton had 6, so it's not completely one-sided as it typically is in an Oskaloosa game when they're facing a full court press for the entirety of the game. But still, those 10 turnovers allowed a couple of easy looks for Newton in the fast break, and they executed the layups to perfection. Oskaloosa only had a couple of opportunities at a play like that, and were unable to finish at every given moment. Of Oskaloosa's 8 points, 4 of them have come at the free throw line. The only buckets were Marley Denberger in the first minute of the game, the first 2 points of the game, and then Jillian Jennings on a little turnaround underneath that she got great position and was able to finish off glass. And she knew when she came into the game, I got to start shooting the ball because nobody else can get open looks. But if you're Oskaloosa, Mary Nelson missed a couple of open shots. Hopefully, if she gets another opportunity to make a couple of those, she'll be able to do that. But as it stands right now, Oskaloosa looking for someone to step up, score offensively, but they're also going to need to stop Newton from scoring as the Cardinals have a 22-8 lead. 14 points is something that Oskaloosa can make up in a half of basketball, but you have to keep Newton within reasonable distance. You want to get this to about a 6-point lead by the end of the third quarter if you're realistically going to come back and try to win this game. We'll take another break, come back with a second half worth of basketball. When we return right after this, it's Oski trailing 22-8 to Newton in girls basketball on the No Coast Network.
At Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy, we're proud to keep the Oskaloosa Indians and their fans safe and feeling good on and off the field. Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy is the expert in injury care, orthopedics, and sports rehab, with a new facility in Oskaloosa, complete with an open gym area in addition to several private treatment rooms. If pain is bugging you, come see the experts at Kinetic Edge for a free injury screen. Find out more, including why the Oskaloosa Indians trust Kinetic Edge, at kineticedgept.com.
Dreams start early, illustrated straight from the heart. Big or small, dreams take hard work to grow into reality. To bring your dreams to life, sometimes you need a little help. So surround yourself with people who believe in your dreams and count on Bank Iowa to help you reach them. Bank Iowa, for the dreamer in all of us.
At Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, getting your prescription filled is easy. The large covered drive-thru and easy access to the front door is convenient, and the friendly staff is always ready to help you. With a variety of goods and home decor, Mahaska Drug is sure to have the perfect gift for any occasion. Have your favorite photos developed and framed at Mahaska Drug's framing counter, and cherish your memories for years to come. It's all at Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, where they have been committed to a healthy community for over 20 years. Call 673-3439 or stop in today.
Main Street Oskaloosa is dedicated to giving our community the downtown they want and deserve. We bring vibrant community events like Art on the Square, Christmas in July, and the lighted Christmas parade to downtown Oskaloosa. We believe in the unique value of our district and work to support business here. Our city's history is important and it drives our efforts in the revitalization and preservation of downtown. In 2017, we received the Signature Project Award for our inspiring and innovative placemaking efforts. Our goal is a downtown Oskaloosa can be proud of. For more information, contact Emily Brown at 641-672-2591.
We love to help people with their smiles. Petrito Orthodontics of Ottumwa and Oskaloosa is all about creating beautiful smiles and increased self-esteem that lasts a lifetime. We specialize in creating individualized smiles by committing to make each visit a memorable experience. Our office is equipped with state-of-the-art technology to ensure optimum results. For help with your smile, call Petrito Orthodontics.
You built a castle so that the prince and princess can live happily ever after. You brought the sunshine to shine upon the whole family's future. But when the sun hides behind the clouds, State Farm can help. We put the life back in life insurance to protect your family's finances, not only in the future, but today.
Call your State Farm agent Kelly Style in Oskaloosa today.
Welcome back up here in the Crow's Nest, Emery Songer, and for the rest of the evening, I'm going to be joined by John Henry, the William Penn men's basketball coach, now unanimously #1. Coach, thanks so much for subbing in for us here on a Tuesday night.
No problem. I'll do my best.
All right, that's Coach Henry, and we're about to start second half with the basketball, so let's go back down to the floor and get set for action as the Oskaloosa girls currently sitting, of course, with a 22-8 deficit, and we'll see how the girls are able to respond here as Coach. When Denberger went out of the game, it just looked like they couldn't get anything going on the offensive end of the floor.
Yeah, it was a pretty frustrating first half, I think, for our girls only having 8 points, but we'll see what happens here in a second.
So 8 minutes on the clock. We get set to go for our second half of basketball. It is Newton wearing their charcoal gray uniforms trimmed in red and white, shooting at our right hoop. And it is their 5 starters out there with Marvelli, Rhodes, Forsythe, Bestel, and Maher. Marley Denberger got a piece of that entry pass, but rolling around on the floor with the ball was Bestel, and she is going to be committing the turnover back to Oskaloosa.
Not a bad job there, a 2-3 zone start the second half. I like to see that with these girls.
And we'll see how much Denberger can play. She only played about 4 minutes of that first half. She is going to bring the ball up the floor, running some point here to get Oskaloosa into their offense. As she stutter steps, goes back outside. Kellerman gets her down on the post. She turns, but traveled before she got the shot up.
I like to see her being aggressive, though. She needs to look to score.
Well, you saw what happened with Oskaloosa. They only had one made basket in the time that she was off the floor, and that was Jillian Jennings with a little lay-in underneath on the post. Everything else was at the free throw line for the Indians. Newton was able to generate some offense even without Randy Walters available to them here tonight. Here's Marvelli, top of the key over to Rhodes. Rhodes goes down to Bestel. Gets a little bump from Denberger, no whistle, but Maher again on the rebound. Kick out, Marvelli lines up a 3. That's a miss, and then Maher's going to get called for a foul, pushing the back of Kellerman on the rebound. That's her 3rd.
Great box out there by Kelderman. I like the way she does that. I saw her do that in the first half a couple of times too.
For a player that didn't play basketball for a couple of years, she does have good instincts, and she's not afraid to get physical.
Well, and just being a little bit older, maybe a little more leadership there.
Oski into the front court. Here's Denberger, blocked by Bestel. A lot of contact, no foul called. Maher comes out of there with the rebound nonetheless. And Newton will set up in the front court. Oski's defense has to continue to get stops, but eventually the offense is going to have to score some points as Rhodes from the baseline off to the left on the shot. Again, an offensive rebound by Bestel, and then Rhodes on the loose ball, unable to keep it in bounds. It goes back to Oskaloosa, but the Indians are just getting beat on the offensive glass over and over again.
Well, the Newton's overall size, not necessarily height, but just the bigger bodies is really making its presence known.
Something you don't typically have to worry about too frequently.
No, we've got some size, a little bit of athletes too, but these Newton girls, pretty decent athletes.
Yeah, they got that 6-foot Bestel underneath that's definitely wreaking havoc on the glasses. Here's Denberger working on her, and she poked it away. Did Bestel. Quick hands, and the steal, the 12th turnover for the Indians as Maher crossover gets herself some space but misses a shot. Nelson able to corral the rebound, her 7th of the game, and she does not have numbers. It was a 2-on-3, and she'll settle it back down with Megan Mormon at the top. Here's a free throw line jumper for Denberger. That's money all day for Marley.
That's her shot right there, about 14, 15 feet straight on. If somebody backs off her, it's usually good. But teams have scouted them. They play up on her and don't give her that shot.
The ball tipped by Kellerman on the pass, but it stays with Newton as Bestel is able to track it down. Here's Forsythe. Again, Kellerman got a piece of it, but Forsythe able to get it back. Marvelli eventually has it after a swing pass to the left wing. Back to Forsythe. She goes to Rhodes. She goes to Marvelli into the left corner. Back to the top in Maher. Newton isn't afraid to move the basketball, and they have been pretty clean with it for the most part, outside of a couple of travel calls.
Clean and patient.
And Bestel off the mark, not really the shot I'm sure they were looking for. And the 8th board already for Nelson, but a bad pass throws it right to Marvelli in the front court. Kind of like the Newton boys team. Kind of wait for their own shot, especially in years past when they've had multiple shooters on the floor.
Methodical and move the ball until they get the exact shot they want. That's what the boys do, and it looks like the girls are doing a little bit of that as well.
Bestel, nice power dribble to the right and little hook shot, and she's able to get her 2nd bucket of the game.
She gets that ball down that low, it's pretty much over.
Especially with the height advantage she has on Denberger or whoever's guarding her underneath. Just under 5 minutes to play as Denberger got past Bestel, but she comes from behind and commits the foul. It's 24-10. Oskaloosa trailing by 14, but Marley's going to go to the free throw line, and that's where she's going to shoot 2 shots on the season. Marley, a 70% shooter.
I like her being aggressive. All year long I've wanted her to just put your head down, and that one was a good left-hand drive.
Her shooting ability as she makes the first free throw is something that a lot of these Oskaloosa girls just don't quite have the touch, so when she's in the game, it gives them a legitimate option. Hey, Marley, you are number 1 scoring option. When she's out of the game, it's a mystery who's going to step up as Jennings came in to replace Mormon. A little bit bigger lineup as Denberger makes both. Makes it 24-12. Oskaloosa's defense really has to step it up here, though. They know offensively it's a struggle to score points. They can't allow Newton to really get any further out in front of them. To the left wing, it is Marvelli about 25 feet away from the hoop. She goes with a skip pass to Forsythe, who's been very active. She's underneath, but kind of had to do a jump stop as she lost the handle with the ball. Gets called for a traveling violation, the 8th Newton turnover. They show some full court pressure now, man-to-man style. And Homburg gets it into Denberger. Denberger wants to dribble it up herself, and there's going to be a touch foul, the 4th on Peyton Maher, and she's probably going to have to ride the pine for a while.
That's a big deal in our favor right there. Maher is a very physical player, and if she has to sit down for a long period of time now with 4 fouls, not a very smart play right there. You're a long ways away from the basket to be out on an island fouling there.
24-12, Oskaloosa still facing man-to-man pressure. Kind of a lazy attempt by Kellerman to go get the basketball. And Forsythe, we talked about, well, that wasn't Forsythe, that was actually Rhodes. That was Forsythe, my mistake. Either way, Forsythe has been active, Newton has been active, and it's a 30-second timeout for Oskaloosa coach J.C. White. We knew J.C. understood that this was going to be a project to try to get this team back and competitive. What do you think is going on in her head in these huddles, trying to get these girls to try to execute these plays?
I tell you what, having watched every single game this year, I just like the enthusiasm that she's brought, her staff has brought. I don't know of another team in the country, what are they, 0-14?
0-16.
0-16, that from the start of a game to the end of the game has a good attitude and plays as hard as they can. We're just not that skilled. Now, but they never give up, and you never see any moping or pouting or bad attitude, and I think that's a great step in building this thing.
They get it to Kellerman to the inbound. Oskaloosa trailing 24-12 with the basketball. That wasn't a bad idea, but Marvelli, never saw Marvelli there, and she's able to poke it away for the steal. Turnovers, if turnovers get cleaned up and you get a little bit more high-quality shots in the offensive end, who knows? It could be in a lot of games. There's a nice steal by Homburg. She's going to go all the way down the floor, pick up the dribble, tough finish in traffic.
Great play there by Lindsey Homburg. Left-hand dribble about 30 feet into a layup in traffic.
And that's been a problem for her, left-handed dribbling throughout her career. She doesn't like to dribble with the left hand. Did a good job there, though, as the ball loose again, but she's going to be fouled as Forsythe tripped her up as she went for the steal.
And that was vintage Homburg right there. I've never met a girl with more bruises because she's on the floor more than the floor is.
Well, I can tell you this. Her motor, since she got called up to the varsity level as a freshman, has never been a question, as that was I believe they called a foul on Forsythe. They didn't get up to the board. As Oskaloosa a press break. Jennings with a lay-in after a good pass from Kellerman.
There we go. Nice 2-on-1 fast break. Finished by Jillian.
I like her game, and Oskaloosa's cut it to 8, 24-16. I said at halftime, if you cut it to about 6 by the 4th quarter, you know you're within range. Here's Barr. She double dribble.
Hey, I can't remember last time I heard the crowd this loud. This is great.
And Coach Sharp wants to chat about it on the Newton sideline. We'll take a quick break and be back with more. 3:33 left, 3rd quarter. Oskaloosa trimming into the deficit. Trail it 24-16 on the No Coast Network.
Hawkeye Real Estate is your one-stop source for everything real estate in Mahaska County and the surrounding area. Whether commercial, residential, or acreages, we've got you covered with the area's largest pool of real estate professionals, full-time support staff, and property management services. With over $19 million in sales volume for 2016, Hawkeye continues to be Oskaloosa's leading real estate office. Discover what thousands already know. When it's time to make a move, get the Hawkeye Edge.
Got a little bit of action here in Oskaloosa's favor as Newton had gotten themselves a 14-point lead. Oskaloosa's nearly cut that in half. They're down by 8, 24-16. Still 3.5 to go, 3rd quarter. Emery Songer, John Henry up here in the crow's nest. And Coach, this is maybe you talked about the sound in this gym. People are starting to get into this game.
A little bit of enthusiasm here. I like it. We forced another team to call a timeout. Take your minor wins as you can, and let's build on those.
Inbound pass, full court pressure again being shown. Denberger Homburg rather, finds Kellerman, and she'll bring it up on Forsythe, who's been very handsy in this game. Got to watch where she is at all times. Denberger wants to get it to Jennings underneath. Jennings bumped before the shot. She did make the shot, but she was fouled on the floor. And we'll see who the foul is on. Underneath, it's going to be on Blom. That's 3 on her. Maher's got 4. Blom 3. Bestel, though, who's on the bench, just has 1.
I like how physical Jennings is being.
Well, unfortunately, on the inbound pass, Holmberg's pass stolen by Marvelli, who's got 3 steals in the quarter. She's left all alone. She's their best 3-point shooter and rings in that one. And then going the other way, Nelson. Oskaloosa wants to push quickly here, and then Forsythe right on cue, able to get that handsiness to a steal. Marvelli, she's thought about a heat check there. Forsythe, about a 10-footer, left it short, rebound loose, and Jennings out-battles the Cardinals for it. Gets it ahead quickly. Nelson goes all the way, lays it in. Oskaloosa, this is as much offensive action as we have seen, but again, it's going to start on the defensive end if they want to try to win this game. They already scored 10 points in the quarter with 2.5 to go here in the third, down by 9.
I think it's me, Emery.
Well, Coach, where have you been all year? I was going to say there's got to be a foul on Kellerman as on the drive and holding an ankle.
Yeah, she turned her ankle pretty good.
No, they're going to call a traveling violation. They have just lifted the foul call. She certainly was bumped in the leg, and that's a tough break. The assistant coach for Newton not happy, but I believe that's Abby Barr who went on the drive, and she is down and she is in some actual pain.
I saw her, the ankle turn all the way over. That wasn't pretty.
Well, that's something that happens with frequency in basketball, whether it's a low ankle sprain or a high ankle sprain. It's one of the most painful injuries you can deal with on the floor, and obviously it's not something that you ever plan to happen, and it's hard with as many feet are around you, but they're on the drive. That's a tough break for Newton and a good break for Kellerman and Oskaloosa, as they have yet to commit a team foul here, knock on wood.
I was watching her injury when she went down. Did they actually change the travel to a foul? Or a foul to a travel?
It was initially ruled a foul by an official on the baseline, and then the official up top said, no, that's going to be a traveling violation, and they ruled it a travel. And as far as I understand, even though why they're talking about it, I believe it's been ruled Oskaloosa ball. Good to see Barr get helped up, and she is helped over to the bench. Replacing her is Taylor Ryan, who only made 2 threes in the first half. An 18% three-point shooter on the season.
With 2:24 to go here in the third, we can get a bucket here and get this down to 7. We're in good shape.
Here's Nelson, and she throws it right to Forsythe, who couldn't handle the pass, and it'll go out of bounds.
We got lucky there.
Got to take care of the basketball, passing it and dribbling it. Here's Homburg. She slices through the D. That's a tough shot. She just fires off the glass. An easy rebound for Bestel, and that's the kind of touch we were talking about with Marley.
Well, I think it kind of slipped out of Lindsey's hand as she was making her move.
Very possible, as here's a little mid-ranger for Ryan. Jennings comes up with the board on the miss. And here's Kellerman. She wants to run the break. She's got a little 3-on-3 action. Homburg left open and hits the mid-range jump shot.
Nice shot, Lindsey.
And now we're within 7 here. 1:50 to go third quarter, 27-20. Nobody picks up the ball, though. Forsythe gets into the middle. Oskaloosa forces a jump ball. It'll be Oskaloosa ball on the possession arrow.
Lindsey Homburg making plays.
The motor is there.
Force the turnover. I love it.
And Newton has completely backed out of the pressure. Oskaloosa got a couple of quick hoops, but it's kind of curious. They have forced a lot of turnovers with that press.
I really liked them letting her bring this ball down like this.
Yeah, Denberger getting her hands on the ball early. That's a risky pass by Homburg underneath, and it'll be another jump ball as Jennings had a fight with 4 different charcoal jerseys. It was Marvelli who ends up forcing the jump, and it goes back to Newton. I get the idea of trying to get it to Jillian in there, but I really like having Marley kind of roaming, not just posting up, because she's also one of your best dribblers as well.
Well, and without a shot clock, move it 2 or 3 more times before you get it into Jennings.
Here is Ryan. She goes to Bestel. Bestel, instead of finding Rhodes, goes to Forsythe. Forsythe, look at that Euro step, but too many steps. 13 turnovers now as they're starting to catch up. Newton is in terms of turnovers. It's 27-20.
I mentioned to you earlier how I really respect how these girls, they come every night. That feeling the enthusiasm in the gym right now is really giving me, quite honestly, goosebumps for these girls. Let's get a bucket here and cut it to 5. Oh.
Lindsey, we see it about 100 times a night on both levels, is just on that pump fake. The back foot drags a little bit before the ball hits the deck, and it's a traveling violation every time. We also talked off the air, just the fact that these girls are sticking with it. They have, they know they're going through some growing pains right now, but Coach J.C. White's got them pumped to play basketball. They like playing basketball, and they're going to try to – I like the 5 that's out here right now. There's a lot of skill out there and a lot of youth out there as well. As Forsythe goes over to Marvelli. Newton, I like this move by Coach Sharp. Just let's run some clock here.
I'm kind of surprised he's going to hold it for an entire minute 10, though. But, hey.
He did hold it for a minute to end the first half. As Newton, Oskaloosa's crowd trying to make some noise, get the Indian girls to try to up the pressure a little bit and get a 5-second count on one of these players. As Newton just wasting some time. They know that Oskaloosa's got the momentum. And they don't want to relinquish any more of their lead. They led by as many as 14. That's been cut in half to 7. Over to the top of the key, it's Ryan who lobs it over to Forsythe, now 15 on the clock. Kellerman all over Forsythe now, but now they call the play with 10 seconds left. Forsythe gets past Kellerman, goes to the corner. Ryan, another three-point attempt. This one short. Kellerman comes out of there with the rebound. 2 seconds. Gives it to Jennings at the buzzer. Can't get it to go, but Oskaloosa, solid third quarter, and they'll go into the fourth in striking distance, trailing Newton 27-20. We'll take a short break and be back with the fourth after this on the No Coast Network.
The student community at William Penn made an impression on me. It's a real statement that you can come here and be part of something real.
You have the opportunity to participate in activities.
The coaches are awesome. It's easy to play.
Now it's just the last 6 minutes.
The student community at William Penn made an impression on me. It's a real statement that you can come here and be part of something real.
You have the opportunity to participate in activities.
The coaches are awesome. It's easy to play for coaches that care about you.
The real experiences at Penn have helped shape who I'm going to be when I graduate. I work harder because I want to be part of the conversation in class.
I am a leader.
I am a trailblazer.
I'm proud to be a statesman.
Layton State Bank understands that everyone's financial needs and goals are different. That's why it's essential for you to bank with a local bank that knows you personally and professionally. Layton State Bank is that bank. They understand your financial situation and work diligently to help you reach your financial goals. They're committed to working with you and for you every step of the way. Layton State Bank, serving you from Layton, Pella, and Monroe. Grow strong with us, member FDIC.
Oskaloosa to start it with the fourth quarter beginning. Newton leading 27-20. Here's a pass to the opposite block to Kellerman. Not an easy pass, but Kellerman pinned the ball onto her hip as she went on a drive against the taller Maher. That was a tough pass to find her, but Oskaloosa, they trimmed what was a 14-point lead down to 7 as we start this fourth quarter. Emery Songer, John Henry with you. And John, one thing I also forgot to mention is the fact that you went to Newton.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. Some of these girls right here, I know their parents, Marvelli and Ray Maher. I knew their dads, and it's kind of weird, but I'm enjoying it. We're still in our 2-3 zone, and he is holding the ball again.
Yeah, Coach Sharp has his team on a 10-game losing streak, and it looks like at this point he's willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that gets broken.
I think he's trying to get them out of the zone.
It's not a bad idea, actually.
I think he's going to hold it until they go man-to-man.
That's a foul away from the ball on Kellerman. That's just her first, and that's only the first team foul Oskaloosa's committed here in this first half, so or in the second half, rather. It may not be a terrible thing to start getting a couple of non-shooting fouls as they draw up a play. Marvelli gets it, drives by a couple of players, mid-range jump shot, left it short.
We had switched back to man-to-man there. I don't know if it was just for the out-of-bounds play or for good.
Here, Denberger got the board and brings it up. Bounce pass, Nelson open. She's a three-point shooter and knocks it down.
Yes, I love it. 4-point game. And
we got ourselves a ball game.
We are back in the zone.
Now we'll see. Brandon Sharp's not going to be able to hold the ball very long if this game continues to stay this close.
They must have just went man-to-man for the out-of-bounds because we're back in a 2-3 zone. Oh, now we're matching up.
Yeah, Coach White sees what she wants, and she wants to show some pressure here. 27-23. Forsythe fouled by Homburg. But like I said, Coach, if this game gets close, you don't want to have to spend 30 seconds trying to catch up so you can force some free throws. Yeah. Getting a couple, three here.
Be aggressive there. If you get the steal, you do. If you don't, then you're still, you're trying to get towards the bonus.
The foul was on Faye, her first. Inbound comes to Marvelli. Kellerman picks her up. It's over to Maher. Back to the left wing, and Marvelli tries to get a screen. And then goes back, and Coach Sharp says spread it out. Oskaloosa within 4 with 6:20 to go fourth quarter. It's 27-23. Newton with the lead. Coach White saying get closer.
She wants us to pressure the ball. Oh, there it is.
Nelson nearly poked that away, and a good job by Ryan to find Maher. They're out beyond the volleyball line just playing catch right now. Oskaloosa, they know they're trying to shorten this game.
Having lost 10 games in a row, I'm not sure how comfortable Newton is doing this.
Well, and Randy Walters is their leading scorer, and she's ineligible. So not having your best player available has definitely hurt them in more ways than one. As Marvelli up at the top, left open, able to leave it for Maher.
If we stay aggressive, I think we'll force a turnover.
Well, Newton just very content not even to look at trying to draw up a play to get a shot. And there's a terrible pass by Ryan.
There it is.
Don't know what that was, but Oskaloosa will take it as now they'll get the starter, Rachel Rhodes, back in to replace Ryan.
Lindsey Homburg is my son Cole Henry's girlfriend, and he was telling me before the game that she swore that they would win tonight.
That's quite, as Stenberger shuffled the feet.
So I would really like to see that happen for her.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, you talk about a girl that's been here since her freshman year and goes to all the open gyms, you know, like goes to all the practices and gives 100% energy. She deserves it. I mean, the whole team deserves it, but especially somebody like her who's been a leader on this team as a junior.
With 5:20 left, we need another turnover.
27-23, and you got to start capitalizing on the offensive end. You can't just give them back turnovers without getting a shot up. As Denberg was called for a travel on the last time down. 5:08 left here, and again, Newton perfectly fine just getting themselves into an offense that does not require shot attempts. Coach White begging her players to have active hands as Bestel working on Faye.
Oh, she traveled.
And they're going to call a foul on Lindsey on the pass, I
thought she drug her foot there a little bit.
I believe that's just the first on Holmberg, and it is just a third-team foul. Foul trouble not a problem for Oskaloosa at this point, but like we said, it wouldn't kill them to maybe get a few fouls so they can try to force free throws later. As Marvelli on the inbound, long on the free throw. Again, Faye out-rebounded, but blocks the shot by Bestel. Ball loose. Holmberg gets on the floor, forces the jump. It'll stay with Newton. You got to. Amanda Faye is just a freshman. She's very tall. She's got some skills, some good touch. But overall, Coach, you'd like to see her, much like Marley Denberger, just be very aggressive and attack that ball.
And Bestel's strength there was the difference. I mean, she was just way too strong.
Inbound comes to Bestel out beyond the elbow. She'll hand it off to Maher, and Newton can reset their offense. Again, Marvelli open for three. This time she misses again. And
Good job by Kelderman boxing out again.
And she is fouled all the way down the floor. But again, Newton in a very similar position as Oskaloosa. It's not free throws and not a killer for them, as Rhodes just gets her second foul. 27-23. Now Oskaloosa has to capitalize because the offensive possessions are getting fewer and farther between with Newton running this stalling offense. 4.5 to go. Here's Kellerman, knocked out of bounds by Forsythe. It stays here.
I wanted that foul call on Forsythe so we could get closer to our one-on-one, because that might be our best offense right now is to get to the free throw line.
Wouldn't be terrible. Holmberg looking to inbound. Rhodes guarding the inbound. Faye catches it, has her shot affected, but Holmberg comes out of there with the rebound. Here's a mid-ranger by Denberger, can't get it, and then Kelderman can't handle the rebound. It goes back to Newton. That's a good inbound entry pass, but just being strong with the ball for Amanda Faye has been a problem at the varsity level.
Yes.
Again, a lot of skill.
She's got the length, too.
They find Rhodes. She pump fakes. Holmberg just comes down there and takes it away. She wants to run.
Be aggressive.
She's going to go all the way. Tough shot, but she's going to draw a foul and get 2 free throws. This has been a spot. Lindsey did split free throws earlier today, but came in at just 31% from the line, and these are a couple of big ones. If you're able to split them again, you have created a one-possession game, and with a player like Mary Nelson, you're still within range if you have to shoot a three-point shot. Unfortunately, heel of the rim on the first attempt.
That's not a bad miss. I mean, it was right on, just a little bit long. Let's get this one. 1 out of 2 at 31%. We'll take it 1 out of 2.
Absolutely. As Rhodes comes out, they're going to go big with Blom.
Hold your follow through. There it is.
Got it. Good eye, Coach.
Atta baby, Lindsey.
27-24, 4 minutes to go, and we got ourselves a ball game here. Oskaloosa, how do they react being in a close ball game? Here's Forsythe, and she's going to draw another reach-in foul. One thing that they've been able to rely on is she is able to get past whoever's guarding her with a good first step.
Yeah, we don't have an athlete that can stay in front of her.
That's the second foul on Kellerman, just the 4th team foul on Oskaloosa. Nelson knocked down away from the ball, charging foul.
That's our 7th team as well.
So any foul now will result, except for an offensive foul like that, any loose ball foul or defensive foul.
As Newton's coach, Brandon Sharp, can't have is you can't have a team like Oskaloosa start to believe that they can beat you at home, and this huge crowd is now into the game.
Here's Homburg well outside the right arc. They look to set up an offensive play. Hand off to Denberger. They want her to create. Picked up by Marvelli. They go over to the right corner. They go high, too high for Homburg, but Kellerman on the backside able to grab it, and the ball knocked out of bounds by Forsythe again. She's just got her hands on everything.
Do you know how many quarters Jillian Jennings played of JV?
I think she played all 4, honestly.
Okay.
That's why we haven't seen her.
Has she played her 2 in this one?
Yep, she played the second and the third. And
okay.
Yeah, so she's played both. Nelson, nobody communicated the fact that she had double coming, and Oskaloosa actually fortunate that it was a jump ball that they were able to keep possession here, but somebody's got to communicate with her that a second player's coming. It was Homburg from the corner, not an easy place to inbound the ball. Bounces it into Kellerman.
We need to get the ball to Marley. There we go.
Marley.
Be aggressive.
Goes over to the right side, gets it to Nelson. Again, Nelson, and they're going to call a quick jump ball. That's a bad break for Oskaloosa. And it'll give it right back to Newton.
If he calls a reach in there, Maher's done. That could have been huge.
With free throws for your best actual shooter.
Yep. That's a big call, especially with 3:20.
3:20 left. We'll see. Newton has played a stall offense really this entire fourth quarter, and I'm sure they're going to stick with it here. Although they did draw up some quick attempts for Marvelli. They go, Bestel. She has no intention to shoot the ball. Out to the top to Marvelli, who goes to Forsythe. Forsythe, I believe, has played every second of this game. Forsythe crossover, had space, but again kicks it out. Bestel saves it from going out of bounds, and they'll set it back up top. 2:50 now left in the fourth quarter. Oskaloosa down 3, but hanging in here. If they can get a stop, Newton hasn't scored this quarter running this offense.
We need to get more active on the ball, try to come up with deflections or steals, because they're running way too much time off this clock.
Kellerman trying to stick with Maher, who loses her, and the 5 count is off. Now she'll drive to the right. Faye's going to get called for a blocking foul, trying to kind of shift down to the bottom. That's the 5th team foul, and for Faye, that's number 2. I mean, Coach Sharp knows I don't have a lot of options offensively. Nobody is a knockdown shooter or somebody I can post up. And there's going to be a foul underneath. A hold, I believe, on Nelson. It is. Nelson was getting screened off for a player and kind of reached to grab her so she didn't get open. So that's a 6-team foul. It will be free throws from now on as the inbound pass through the hands of Bestel. She surveys and then fires it back out to the top to Blom with 2.5 to go fourth quarter. It's Newton 27, Oski 24. The crowd begging Oskaloosa to get closer and try to trigger the 5 count.
Yeah, get out there and try to get a deflection, piece of the pass.
They have their best dribbler with the ball. She loses Homburg, does Forsythe. Goes back to Marvelli out by the volleyball line. Coach Brandon Sharp saying, keep it up. Marvelli loses her player, nearly palmed the ball, but is able to get it into the corner to Maher, who dribbles it all the way back to the center circle. Oskaloosa eventually is going to have to say, we can't mess around anymore. They go to the corner to Blom. She'll dribble it back to the top. And Oski's just too far away from the ball. You got to start taking some chances and making things happen down 3 here. Ball loose, taken away by Homburg. Homburg racing Forsythe, and Forsythe's going to foul her on the way down the floor. It's not a bad play by Forsythe, but an excellent play by Homburg defensively.
Yeah, she's really brought some energy here in this second half.
You got now, but with 1:43 left, no matter what happens in these free throws, you know you're not going to have a tie game. You got to find a way defensively to stay high intensity here.
Get out there like we did that time. Pressure the basketball.
First free throw, the 1-and-1. Heel of the rim, missed. Forsythe the rebound. Oskaloosa comes up empty on that particular trip. But now you, as mentioned, with 1:37 and counting, you have to go after some steals here. And Coach Sharp knows there's only one 3-point shooter in Oskaloosa's team, and that's Mary Nelson, so he'll be able to draw up a defense to not let Nelson get a free look. You got to get the ball back. Here's Forsythe, just holding it.
Got to pressure her. Get out there. You got to pressure. We got to have the ball.
Now there's going to call a foul on Denberger, and I don't mind that at all.
That's okay. They're not running clock off.
No, you got to find a way at least to stop the clock or force the jump ball, which is what Marley was trying to do, reaching in there.
I'm seeing Coach Schultz and Coach White telling the players to come out there. I'm not sure if we have the experience of knowing your time and possession right here. And this is going to be a good learning tool for this program is, inside 3 minutes or even 2 minutes or now, minute 17, you're down 3. They're just holding the ball. We can't do this. You got to get out there and try and make something happen.
Oskaloosa just called a full timeout. What is she telling the girls now?
We can't sit back. Even if we foul, we still got to try to get the ball. If we foul, then they're shooting free throws. We'll take our percentages. If we do foul, we'll get the rebound, try to take it down, be really, really aggressive. Also, you only have 1 timeout left. I'm sure they're talking about that as well.
Addison Blom, 52, who's a bench player but in the game, she is the best they have at the free throw line that's out there that's shot more than 3 shots this season. She's a 69% shooter. Everyone else is around 50% or worse that they have. So
it's a lot easier to shoot free throws when you're down by 30 than it is in a tight game like this where you know these free throws matter.
But they already are a team free throw wise is basically equal of Oskaloosa, and I believe I can't remember who they fouled. We'll see who goes to the free throw line, but if it's Blom, it's their best, and I believe it is Blom. So
52.
Yep, so she's going to go to the line. She came off the bench, but I'm sure she's in the game for this particular purpose, and she was in the game for this particular purpose, that if she did get fouled, she's the best free throw shooter they have.
Coach Sharp is taking all the girls off the line for this one-on-one free throw. So if she misses it, I like our chances of getting the rebound.
That's 4-on-1 down there. And he's shown a lot of faith in Blom. One makes it a 2-possession game. The front end on the way.
Oh my gosh!
Nobody got the rebound. She missed the layup and the rebound out of bounds to Newton. My mistake. Yeah,
I should not have said that, and I apologize to everybody. I think I cursed them.
Somebody's got to know it's a 1-on-1.
Yeah,
the referee's saying 1-on-1.
You got to box out. There should have been 2 people boxing out the shooter there.
Unreal. That's the inexperience Oskaloosa brings to the table.
Foul again.
Marley does. It's her 4th. So now you probably need to have somebody else do the fouling. Yeah, that just can't
box
happen.
The shooter there. Yeah, that can't happen, girls.
No, there is zero excuse for something like that happening.
I feel bad for having said it, but I didn't think there was any way we wouldn't at least box her.
It may never have happened in the history of basketball until then. Here we go. Front end of the 1-on-1 again. This one long again. This time it's Denberger, and Oskaloosa still within a possession here, 27-24.
We got a chance.
Marley bounces it to Faye, over to Kellerman. How do they want to attack this? It's Homburg. And bounces it to Kellerman, over to Nelson. The only 3-point shooter they have is Mary Nelson. Here's Denberger. She'll probe. Nowhere to go. Double team. Tries to save it off Marvelli. But I believe Denberger was standing out of bounds when she touched the ball.
Yeah, she had 1 foot out of bounds. She tried to throw it off Marvelli, and it came back to her. She had a foot on the out of bounds.
Coach White trying to prod her girls to get into the front court. And
there it is.
And the bad pass. Goes right back to Oskaloosa, and the crowd right back into it.
47.2 to play. We're down by 3, Emery.
When do you draw up a play for a 3 right now? You know your possessions are in and out. You can't get good shots anywhere on the floor. When do you just draw up a 3 for Nelson?
Well, I don't know if you do it right now. I think if you've got one of your best set plays for a quick 2, go with that.
Here's Holmberg to inbound.
Oh, there was Faye.
They get it to Denberger, and then she is going to be forced to jump from behind. Again, Blom just kind of sneaking. She did the same thing to Kelderman down here in the corner.
We missed Faye on the inbounds. She broke open late, and I think Lindsey was worried about a 5 count.
45.5 left. Oskaloosa maintains possession, but Marvelli knocks it out of bounds. It'll stay here. Now the possession arrow, though, is in Newton's favor. As many jump balls as we've seen, now Newton would get the ball back if there was another. Holmberg in front of her own bench, looking to get it in. Lobs it, knocked away and stolen again by Forsythe, who's had an unbelievable game. Nelson will foul Forsythe.
She deflected the inbounds pass. What's she from the line?
On the season, as Forsythe walks to the stripe, she came into this game 7 for 16, but made both of her earlier attempts. Front end of the 1-and-1, missed, long rebound.
She got her own rebound.
Well, she knocked it out of bounds. Denberger, I think, was content to let it go out of bounds, but Forsythe.
Well, Forsythe is just very fast and aggressive.
You ain't gonna. No, somebody's got to go back and get the ball.
Throw it.
Holmberg gets it into Nelson. He goes back to Holmberg. 35 seconds left. Oskaloosa's got to start thinking about potentially drawing up a 3. Here's Holmberg, pestered by Forsythe, just throws up a wild shot. Bestel, for some reason.
Call a timeout right now.
Yeah. She's calling a play. Oskaloosa does have 1 timeout remaining, but Coach White doesn't want to burn it.
Got the 2 in the air saying double.
26.8 left. Holmberg to inbound.
There's Kelderman.
Goes to Faye. Turnaround, little short. Rebound off a couple of fingers and Coach White. I mean, from here it's impossible to tell, but Coach White seems convinced that it was off a Newton finger. And instead, it was Newton's ball. Coach Sharp's going to call a timeout now, which is a break for Oskaloosa, I think. So Coach White can find a way to talk to the girls about who to foul, how quickly to foul, what kind of pressure you want to give. Also, Newton hasn't passed the ball very accurately, so if you force a long pass, maybe it's a bad pass.
It is a break for Oski to get that timeout, but he's also, Coach Sharp is also thinking we threw it away a little while ago off the inbound, so both teams get to regroup here.
Well, this has been an exciting game, and Oskaloosa can say that this is a victory just to be in a competitive matchup. Offensively, though, eventually, maybe not this season, but by next year, you'd like to have 2 or 3 options that you could legitimately go to. If Marley gets in foul trouble, you'll be able to go to player X or player Y, somebody who will be able to get you points. And it wasn't until...
And you learned a lot of situations tonight. The free throw box outs, handling the ball, taking care of it, time and possession, letting them run the time off. There's a lot of really good things tonight. And it's not over. We're not saying it's over, folks. We can still hit a 3, send this into overtime, something like that. But if we're not to win tonight, a lot of good things come from this. These girls, one way or another, they've played their hearts out. It's been a great second half.
Well, they've shut out Newton, knock on wood, for the entire fourth quarter.
They haven't scored this quarter. Yeah, they only have 7 points for the half. I mean, it's 22-8 at halftime. It's 24-27 right now.
Inbound pass. They find Forsythe on the inbound. They got to try to do something. It is a jump ball.
Still Newton's possession, though.
But that's important, though, because it gives the possession arrow now back to Oskaloosa.
If you can do it again, you get the ball.
Homburg trying to steal the inbound.
I don't think we have to foul right away. I'd trap the first pass, and then if they get to the second pass, then I'd foul.
Oskaloosa confused at who has the basketball. But now these young players for the Indians, these inexperienced players now get in position defensively. They're in a man-to-man press. Forsythe just looking to try to get it in, gets it to Maher. Somebody's got a foul. Kellerman will. With 16.6 left, and now Peyton Maher, who will go to the line 57.1%, just 8 of 14 on the year.
Two shots, though. It's the 10th.
And that is going to be a double. Yeah, it's a double bonus situation now. And right now, she's going to get 2 chances to try to put this game away for the Cardinals. Front end, off the mark. And it's a 2-shot foul. Coming into the game is Bestel for defensive purposes to replace Rhodes. And Maher will have one more. Blom and Forsythe both go up to her and say, we got this.
You see Coach White wants a timeout.
Makes the second. That's a huge free throw.
She wanted a timeout.
Here is Nelson. She'll run it up.
Oh, she was going to have a good look, too.
Yeah. But at the same time, I've had many conversations as Coach White calls a timeout here to draw something up. 13.8 left, Oskaloosa down 28-24. She says Mary catch and shoot is probably 20% better than Mary on the dribble.
Okay.
So I've talked to JC in this gym, outside this gym, and she always wants to talk about the girls. She always wants to talk about the games, and that's an encouraging sign for a young head coach who's going through an 0-16 season.
Oh, I think she's fantastic. She's a perfect person for this job.
That's a tough ask.
Yeah.
William Penn, when you were playing there, I mean, it wasn't pretty.
I've had some conversations with her, too. I once went through a season where we won 2 games and lost 30. We lost 30 games in one season, so I know how she feels. I think we were inventing ways to lose back then, and everything was part of the learning curve, and I know that one day Oski girls will be winning ball games.
Well, we know they're competitive at the JV level with most of these same players, and as other teams' JV girls come back to the varsity level, Oskaloosa is still going to have these same girls. So today's just a preview of the competitiveness you'll see, but I imagine the offense is going to improve. I imagine the defense is going to improve and situation is going to improve. As Kellerman set to inbound out of the timeout, Oski down 4, in need of a made shot and some help. Here's Homburg. Gets it to Denberger. Denberger faces up, turns, pulls up from 15. Tough shot, long. Rebound loose. It's tipped out by Marvelli. Eventually, Denberger gets it, but there's 3 seconds on the clock. She's going to lob it. Homburg's going to shoot the mid-ranger and miss, and that'll do it for the ball game. But Oskaloosa, for the first time this season, plays in a very highly competitive game in this gym and gets a standing ovation from this crowd as they know the struggle of these young Indians. And this game was just a glimpse, Coach, into what the future is going to hold for this team.
Yeah, there's some really good things tonight, and obviously the girls are going to be upset because they were right there and couldn't get it done, but you're getting better. And like I said before, I have so much respect for the coaches and the girls because at 0-17, every night I come to these games and I keep looking for somebody to quit or somebody to pout or just, you're 0-17. And every night they come and they do their best. We're a little limited with skill, but they come every night and nobody's quitting on the season.
We'll take a break. When we come back, Coach and I are going to break down what we just saw in the girls' game. And the top-ranked Oskaloosa boys, as you see there on your screen, are getting set to take on the Newton Cardinals and All-Stater Garrett Sturts. That's coming your way in a little bit. We'll take a break, come back with a mid-game report after this on the No Coast Network.
For over 30 years, Pella Printing has been leading the way in the print industry with quality equipment, modern facilities, and skilled staff. The Pella approach combines old-world craftsmanship with today's cutting-edge technology to provide brilliant printed products at a value price. They take the time to understand clients' needs from design to pre-press to printing and delivery to build lasting relationships with their customers. Whether you need personalized graduation announcements, oversized posters and banners, marketing materials, or stationery, Pella Printing offers a broad assortment of quality printed products done with speed and precision. Pella Printing, where technology and craftsmanship meet.
Providing high-quality professional eye care with a truly caring staff is what Oskaloosa Vision Center has been doing for more than 30 years. With our state-of-the-art equipment, we can provide comprehensive eye exams, prescription glasses, and contact lenses, as well as medical care like eye infection and disease treatment, emergency eye care, and pre- and post-operative aid. Newborn to adult, we have the experience to meet all your eye care needs. Oskaloosa Vision Center. Come see us today.
Look at that mouth. That poor, parched mouth. What'd you eat for lunch? Chalk dust? Did your face storm a sandcastle? You're being awfully quiet. Is that because your mouth feels like the business end of a Dremel saw? Is it because your mouth just wrote a haiku and all 17 syllables were dry heaves? Right now, your mouth could be tongue-bathing in the refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew. Instead, it feels like you've been motorboating King Tut's sarcophagus. Show some mercy. Crack open an ice-cold Mountain Dew. Ah. You know your mouth wants you to. Do the Dew.
Kevin, meet your father.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin. Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Trusted advice for life.
Kevin, how's your mom?
Thank you.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
If you are looking for brand names close to home, then look no further than Penn Central Mall in Oskaloosa. Penn Central Mall has a wide variety of stores for people of all ages. Find the perfect pair of silver or Vigas jeans at Maurice's, get a pair of Oakley sunglasses from the smiling staff at Eye Care Partners, cozy up with Ashley Furniture from Gilworth Furniture, and find that dazzling diamond from Gardner Collier Jewelry. When you're done, grab a bite to eat at Mira Cheeto or the Pizza Ranch. It's all at Penn Central Mall in Oskaloosa. Shop, walk, and enjoy Penn Central Mall.
At Clow Valve Company, being the premier place to work is part of our core vision, and this includes helping our local community be a premier place to live. Clow cares and is committed to creating a happier and healthier community. By volunteering in local events and fundraisers. By donating to nonprofit organizations. By leaving a better tomorrow than today. Clow is more.
We are Clow Valve.
Back here live in the Crow's Nest, Emery Songer along with William Penn men's basketball coach John Henry. He is my partner this evening. And Coach, you got an opportunity to sit up here in the Crow's Nest and watch Oskaloosa's probably their most competitive game of the season. Now they're 0-18, 0-11, but a 28-24 loss to Newton here. Obviously Newton not at full strength and looked very different the first time these two teams met, but if you're an Oskaloosa fan, and we saw these fans very appreciative of the effort of this young team, and we know that it's going to take some time, but games like this where you actually have your heart thumping and the adrenaline rushing, that's going to be nothing but positive for these girls moving forward.
Well, and the crowd gave them a standing ovation after the game, and that just goes to show you how much these fans appreciate what that effort was tonight.
Oskaloosa's leading scorer in the game was three different players. Lindsey Homburg, Mary Nelson, and Marley Denberger all finished with 6 points in the game. Nelson also had 8 rebounds. Emma Kellerman didn't score, but had 7 boards, 3 assists to lead the way for the team. Homburg also had 3 steals. Amanda Fay off the bench had 2 blocks. Those are the chief statistics for the Indians. And for Denberger, the first quarter, Newton finished strong with a couple of turnovers in the full court press and were able to get layups on the other end. They eventually led 10-3 at the end of that first quarter. The second quarter, Newton won by 7. Oski won the third quarter by 7. Those canceled out. Oskaloosa only scored 4 points in the fourth. Newton only scored 1 point in the fourth. But really, the game came down to really the last 2 or 3 minutes of that first quarter when Berger was stuck on the bench with foul trouble, and Oskaloosa had a hard time getting it into the front court against Brandon Sharp's full court pressure.
Yeah, I think we made an adjustment there and let Berger bring the ball down the floor after she came back in. Another thing that I think that they might look back at is letting Newton run so much time off the clock late in the third quarter, and then most of the fourth quarter they held the ball.
9 minutes, the last 9 minutes of the game, honestly, I would say of the 9 minutes, a solid 6.5 were probably played in the Newton front court, and I might be even generous in saying that. So Oskaloosa was patient defensively, didn't really start showing a lot of pressure and fouling until the last couple of minutes. But that's exactly what Coach Brandon Sharp was hoping would happen, and he was able to escape here, breaking a 10-game losing streak. And now the Cardinals are 4-15 overall and 2-9 in Little Hawkeye Conference play. They were led by Taylor Ryan off the bench, who scored 8 first-half points. She finished with 8. That still was the team high. 9 rebounds for Allie Bestel. She also had a couple of blocks defensively. Anna Forsythe may have been the most important player, though, for Newton. She finished with 6 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals, a block, a couple of made free throws, and also made a lot of hustle plays, deflecting balls, and helping force jump balls on both ends of the floor. I think she was the most important player on the floor tonight.
One thing that me and you failed to notice was Taylor Ryan, the leading scorer for Grinnell, was the one who rolled her ankle and didn't play in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
That's a big miss for them.
Yeah,
with the girl that was ineligible or whatever.
Yeah, and Randy Walters, that's the girl that was ineligible, and she came in 12.5 points per game. She's been out the last couple of weeks due to ineligibility. And that's one thing that if you're looking at Newton, if she were able to come back before the regionals were start, you might give them a chance to win a first-round game. Well, her ineligibility expires the day after their first round. So they're going to have to find a way to make this work, at least through one playoff game.
And I was impressed with Coach Brandon Sharp. The fact that he put in they ran a stall game. You said they lost 10 games in a row. When have they been working on that?
Right, exactly.
And they showed some composure. They didn't freak out. They're losing to Oskaloosa. The crowd's into it. They showed a lot of composure, and I was impressed by him. His dad is the head coach over at Grinnell, so he's been in a lot of different situations.
Yeah, Scott Sharp, and he's had a lot of success over there. And I said this in the pregame. One thing that I feel is when you look at the Grinnell boys team now, Ofer. When has Scott Sharp ever said he's been Ofer?
Yeah.
You have to have some players, and you have to have them developed at a certain point, and that's what Coach White's kind of challenge is going to be, is trying. Now, Grinnell's been there. They know they've had success. They know Coach Sharp's a great coach. JC's trying to prove herself as a coach and trying to bring a young group with her, and that's going to be a challenge for the next few years.
Oh, absolutely, and you got to do it in the off season as well. Get these girls playing some ball outside of just November through March. And see, with all that youth, you never know what could happen from year to year. Somebody could grow, somebody could develop, and you never know as long as you just keep at it. And that's one thing that they've done this entire year that I mentioned. I think this is the 3rd or 4th time I've said it, is I'm just so impressed with this group of girls and that coaching staff at being 0-18 that somebody hasn't quit or just not given full effort. But they play as hard from the tip to the end, whether they're tied or like tonight down 3 or down by 60 or 70. I know how crazy that sounds, but I don't see any less effort no matter what the score is, and that's a tribute to Coach White and the girls.
We'll take a quick break. When we come back, I'll have a quick chat with Coach J.C. White after this right here on the No Coast Network.
If you think there's room for improvement in your investment game plan, or that maybe you should send in some new plays, take a time out and talk to an experienced investment professional. I'm Bob Auld of Robert Auld Investments, an investment advisor with over 31 years of experience in Oskaloosa and Southern Iowa. Let me help you find some new strategies. Call 673-9448 or 1-800-444-AULD.
Robert Auld is a registered representative offering securities and investment advisory services through SagePoint Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC.
We're back here. The Oskaloosa boys are warming up. We'll be talking about them in a second, but quickly, I'm here with Coach J.C. White of the Oskaloosa girls basketball team. Coach, this is the most competitive game you've been in this gym all season long. You unfortunately fell 28-24, but we learned a lot about this team and these girls tonight. What did you learn about them?
I've known it all season long that these girls are going to fight and they're going to do what they can to come back. I mean, we got ourselves at a 12-point deficit early in the first quarter, and we fought back and we turned this into a game. As far as the end-of-game situations, that's the first time they've been in that this year, and I thought they responded well, and panicked a little bit at times, but we're fairly composed for not being in those situations.
Yeah, overall in the game, you could really draw that the end of the first quarter was really the biggest and most important part of the game. Newton got a couple of steals with their full court pressure, got some layups, ended up taking a 7-point lead into the second quarter, and were able to build that up to as much as 14 early in the second half. But it was Marley Denberger getting in early foul trouble that really kind of flipped the script, and you didn't have a real identifiable offensive, target in the offensive end to try to generate points. What were you trying to do, and what could you do differently if you had an opportunity to kind of rewrite this game, especially the first quarter?
I'd give up that foul trouble. We got in foul trouble with a couple of our guards as well on the defensive end. Marley is someone that really opens up shots on the outside for Mary and for some of our shooters, and we just didn't have that presence inside. I thought that Jillian and Amanda came in and played hard and did good things as well, but we got to work to stay out of foul trouble and keep that inside presence.
JC, I could talk to you about this game because I know this is one that, even though it was a loss, at a certain point, it feels like a win because now, hey, these girls know what a close game feels like. So they'll be able to take that moving forward. But Coach, we're gonna start seeing these dubs come around in the next couple of years, and it's gonna be fun. But thanks so much for joining us up here in the booth.
Thanks, Emery.
We'll take a quick break. Come back with the start of the boys' game right after this on the No Coast Network.
Dreams start early. Illustrated straight from the heart. Big or small, dreams take hard work to grow into reality. To bring your dreams to life, sometimes you need a little help. So surround yourself with people who believe in your dreams and count on Bank Iowa to help you reach them. Bank Iowa, for the dreamer in all of us.
The Oskaloosa boys are warming up, getting set for their game. Let's quickly go ahead and give you some preview. Hey, Coach, have you heard this guy, Garrett Sturtz?
I have.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's averaging 32 points a game. He dropped 44 on Oskaloosa in the first meeting. He scored 47, a school record, after making 18 free throws, by the way, of 21 attempts in their game on Friday night, as they were able to outlast.
When I heard that he scored 47, I wasn't surprised. When I heard he had 21 free throw attempts, I was floored.
Yeah.
In a 32-minute game, one player getting 21 free throw attempts is absurd.
Well, he basically plays 1-on-5 a lot of the time because he really is the only offensive threat that Newton has, and he is an outstanding one, averaging 32 a game. He is a 47% shooter from the floor, not a good three-point shooter, though, under 30%. He is an amazing free throw shooter, as you could probably deduce from the fact that he went 18 for 21 against Grinnell last Friday in a 6-point victory. Newton probably had no business sticking with Oskaloosa, but the Indians have not played very well on the road, especially in December. They didn't play well on the road. Here in this gym is a different story, though, Coach, and I'm sure the Indians are supremely confident as they are number one, and they haven't lost a conference game yet, and they've seen this team, and they know what to expect with Newton coming with Sturtz and more Sturtz. Coach Bill Lively probably has a couple of tricks up his sleeve, but what is Coach Parker talking to these guys about to try to keep them locked in a game they probably feel pretty confident in?
They should be confident. The one thing that I'm worried about is that sickness is still around. I know Ryan Yates didn't go to school yesterday, but he went today, so he'll be available to play. Foster and Henry have been sick. Several of them have been sick. Hafner, Blythe, all of them. And, we're not completely over that yet. So I don't know, what percentage we're at, whether we're 80, 70, 90, but I'm still concerned about it. And, yeah, Coach Lively's going to have some tricks up his sleeve, but I'm guessing that Coach Parker and Coach Foster are saying, we're just going to play ball. We're the better team. We're the deeper team. We're a whole team. We're not just one-man team. And I think that's what will ultimately show tonight.
Oskaloosa is going to head back to the bench, as will the Cardinals. Coach Lively, he got them to the state tournament last year, but that was with guys like Trey Vanderlaan and Connor Golson, who were sharpshooters that could flank Garrett Sturtz.
They were both all-conference players, and Golson is actually at Drake as their preferred walk-on. So you did lose some seniors there, but as long as Coach Lively's there, they're going to be competitive.
And that's one thing that we'll continue to try to figure out here, if you're an Oskaloosa fan, is just, you got Scott Sharp in Grinnell. You got Bill Lively in Newton. You have a guy like Joel Rankin, who's just installed about 17 different defensive looks for Dallas Center Grimes.
That guy's a nut for changing his defenses up.
But I mean, it
Coach
works.
Larson at Norwalk.
Exactly. I mean, this conference just is loaded with coaches, and you see with Coach Sharp and Grinnell, sometimes you have to have the players, but at the same time, you just can't take a night off. You take a night off, you're going to get caught by somebody, especially when arguably the most decorated player in the conference this year is on the opposition side tonight, as the Cardinals look to try to pull off an upset here against the top-ranked Indians, who enter, by the way, at 15-1 overall, 10-0 in the Little Hawkeye, a 2-game lead in Little Hawkeye play. They're facing off against the Cardinals, who are 9-5 overall and 5-5 in the conference. As Garrett Sturtz, the stud, is introduced first for the Cardinals. He'll be joined by Grayson Graham, a 6'2 senior who we didn't see in the first matchup, but he has kind of come on. He was a bench guy, the only bench guy really that Newton called upon last season as part of their state run. They ended up going to the 4A state tournament.
He was the kid who made the free throws to get them to state. I actually went to high school with his mother.
Yeah, we got to talk about that, where your feelings are from your alma mater here, the fact that you know a lot of these kids and their families.
There's no dividedness. I'm all maroon, trust me.
Grant Jarvis, a 6'4 senior, 6'1 junior Aaron Bartles, and then the 6'5 sophomore Quintrell Coley wrap up the 5-4, the Newton Cardinals. Spencer Tucker, the 6-foot senior for the Indians, he'll start it out as usual for the Indians as the point guard. He'll be joined on the off guard by 5'11 senior Tanner Takaki. He's a defensive stopper who will be lining up against Sturtz on the opposite side of the floor. Xavier Foster is a 6'11 sophomore, of course, highly touted, along with his running mate up front, Cole Henry. Henry, a 6'9 junior. And then finally, it's the 6'5 senior Jared Cruz rounding out the 5 for head coach Ryan Parker and the Indians. So, Coach, you got Sturtz here. Defensively, game plan, obviously, it's great if you can try to limit him at some spot, but at what point do you just say, he's just going to score a bunch of points?
I'm not sure what the staff has in mind. I didn't talk to any of them, but I remember the first time I asked my son, what was the game plan for him, and he said, well, he can do his thing. They're going to have to eventually beat us with somebody, somebody else is going to have to do something. I remember that first game, he took 34 of the team's 44 shots.
And they only lost by 3.
Yeah.
He had a huge second half in that game. As Oskaloosa, I believe it was an 18-point lead that they ended up losing as Coley steals.
Very strange jump. Yeah, I'm glad they're doing that again because that was awful.
No, they're just going to give it to Oskaloosa. He stole the tip.
He hit it before it even got airborne.
Hey, when
I guess when you're jumping against a 7-footer.
Yeah, when you're a solid 6
with a reach of 19 feet. I mean,
when you're a solid 6 or 7 inches shorter than the guy you're jumping, you got to get kind of creative. So it'll be Oski ball to start things off. The Oski student section, as always, making some noise. The Newton student section is saying, I believe that we will win.
We mentioned the Grayson Graham thing. He wasn't on the team. He just recently joined the team.
That's so odd.
He wasn't hurt or anything. He just wasn't on the team.
Pick and roll, but the ball poked away and stolen. It was Jarvis who got his hand on it, and back the other way come the Cardinals. And it's a look. Immediately, Bartles fires an air ball. Rebound Jarvis again. And they'll kick it out and reset the offense with Sturtz.
When somebody other than Sturtz shoots the ball, we got to rebound it.
Oskaloosa's student section chanting, I believe you will lose, after Newton does their customary, I believe you'll win, as a little hand check foul on the spin move by Sturtz. It'll be DeCock picking up his first, and Sturtz does a fantastic job of getting his way with the whistles. Let's say it that way. He has an abnormal high amount as he goes all the way around. Tough lane attempt. Foster affected the shot. Miss. Cruise the board, and Oski quickly the other way. Henry dodges one man, lays it in with the left.
Nice little Euro. Got a little contact there as well and still finished at the rim. Good outlet pass by Spencer Tucker.
For Oskaloosa defensively, it's going to be about who else does Newton have.
They're just ISOing him in the short corner here.
Working on
him work out.
And he'll kick it out. Nice pump fake, gets rid of Henry, and Jarvis.
Good job by Foster, too.
Nice closeout, rebound by DeCock.
2 closeouts.
And then Graham, you can see his hustle, knocks it out of bounds on the outlet pass.
Cole got pump fake there and was out of the play, and Xavier left from the block and closed a lot of ground there, showing just how long he is. That was a great play.
6:53 left, just underway here first quarter. 2-0 Oskaloosa over Newton. Indian ball. And it's at the high right is Henry, surveys, and then leaves it for Tucker. Sets a screen. Tucker's got the larger Coley on him. They bounce it into the post to Cruz. He works on Graham with the left hand, kicks it out, open 3-4 to Cock. He knocks it down.
Good patience there by Jared Cruz. He probably could have shot a mini hook there with his left. Instead, moved the ball. We ended up with an open look by DeCock.
DeCock, with that make, is now one make away from being 50% on the money from 3 this season. He has been high percentage. One of the best three-point shooting teams in the state. Is Sturtz a little fade away from the free throw line.
That's a college move right there. He just created space with a little chicken wing push off that didn't get called, and that's a great move.
Tucker, he'll go all the way, but missed a little floater. Sturtz clears the board. Also helps that the guy who's guarding him is 5 inches shorter than him in terms of listed height, and that's DeCock at 5'11", and Sturtz listed at 6'4". So he can rise up and shoot a lot of the time if he's got any level position. He gets a screen here and gets switched on with a larger guy, and then a traveling violation on Coley. Do you like that? I don't like that. I would want to try to get DeCock to follow me all over the place instead of try to switch me with Henry or Foster.
I think it was a momentary switch just because Tanner got hit with a screen and Cole just stayed there. I didn't see the travel there either, did you?
No. Well, I was meaning for Coach Lively, though. I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me as Henry on a pick and roll goes up with the left. Oh, my, and he flexes to the student section.
He caught that in one motion and went up. I'm pretty impressed with that.
That was a one-hand catch.
Yeah, he caught it on the run and went right up with it.
He didn't touch it.
Oh, there's a back lob.
Good job by Foster. Foster pokes it away.
You've got to read that one. That's an old Kansas backdoor or back screen.
For their best player.
For their best player. You've got to read that better.
Yeah, but what I was saying on the last possession was they were screening DeCock off, and it was Foster or Henry, as there's going to be a charge on Cruz, or Sturtz, my mistake.
Classic DeCock right there. Years from now, when we remember this team, that's one of the things we're going to remember is how Tanner DeCock led the nation in charge taken.
And was a 50% three-point shooter, and when he was asked to hit a shot, he was able to.
Yeah, he has been fantastic this whole season.
Either way, Oskaloosa off to a 7-2 start. They have the ball. It's Cruz lobbing it for Foster with 5 minutes to go, first quarter. Henry out on the high right, guarded by Coley. They'll swing it over. Tucker thought about the deep three. Now he'll get inside the paint, drop it off for Henry. He tries to get it to Foster. Nice catch. Ball was tipped by Coley. Missed the putback. Gets it back.
Dunk.
And then he dunks it with 2 hands.
I saw that one coming.
Timeout. Bill Lively and the Newton Cardinals.
I can't believe they didn't call a jump ball or a travel or something. I think the officials were kind of just confused on what just happened. He lost it. Once he got it back, he knew he was going up with 2.
Well,
there's no way they can jump with him.
And he stat pads. He gets 2 offensive rebounds on the trip. So 9-2 Oskaloosa. As I mentioned, it was kind of weird how they were screening off the smaller defender and a larger defender with quick feet still, and Henry or Foster was picking him up.
And that's the problem when you're trying to guard Oskaloosa is nobody has 3 bigs. I mean,
there's no way to match up.
Everybody has 2 bigs, but especially with athletic as the 3 of them are. And the dunkometer just got moved to 46, I might add.
Yeah, we got 2 dunks early. The Hawkeye Real Estate dunkometer now underneath the ads that are rolling there. I wonder how many high school gyms in the state of Iowa have a dunkometer.
Yeah.
Sturtz loses DeCock for the moment and draws a foul, misses the shot, but he got him kind of on skates there for a second.
I just don't like it. I don't like the call. You know that's what he's trying to do. Tanner's not trying to foul him. He's initiating the contact.
But this is his game.
I know. I just don't like the call. It's almost like these officials bail him out.
He shot 21 free throws the other night.
I know. We talked about that earlier.
It's a big
Garrett's
number.
a great player. I know him a little bit personally, but I just get the little touch fouls all the time.
He makes them both, as he probably will most of the game. He's an 87% foul shooter. He shot 182 free throws. Oskaloosa doesn't have anybody who's shot in 60.
What have we shot as a team?
239, but nobody has more than 60.
We've shot 239. He shot 184 himself.
Yeah. High pass. Cruz finds Henry.
He pushed him.
And he's pushed out of bounds. Official from the near side is going to end up calling the foul.
I think the official under the basket was just going to call him out of bounds. Wow. Thank goodness for that guy.
I think they're going to get Graham. It is. That's his first and the team's second. With 4:24 left first quarter, it's 9-4 Indians. Dunnekoven, by the way, came in to replace DeCock after he picked up his second foul on this other end. Henry comes to set a screen for Tucker. They get a switch. Tucker's got
we got to take advantage of that. Look at that. Mismatch.
Trying to get him to the high post. Cruz is going to drive, and we got a whistle, and we got a 3-second call as they say Henry had a foot in the lane. I believe it was Henry. It's either him or Foster. Either way, it's a turnover.
They called it on Henry in the high post, which doesn't get doesn't happen very often, especially when you're straddling the line. You're at the elbow. That's kind of ticky-tack. And Parker's talking to the official about it.
Graham goes over to Sturts, who's now being picked up by Nunnekoven. He doesn't use the screen, rises from 12, banks it in. The kid's a shot maker. He can't hit a three, but he certainly can get wherever he wants on the floor, and he gets a lot of calls when he can't.
They've got Sturts guarding Cruz. I'd like to get something for Jared.
Bad pass from Tucker as Henry stumbled out of the pick. Stolen by Sturts. He'll take it himself all the way. Rejected by Foster. He gets it back. And then there's going to call another kind of ticky-tack foul call. Coach Parker can't believe it. They're going to get Foster. That's his first. So all three fouls so far, it's been Sturts drawing the contact, and he receives the ball with 3.5 to go first quarter. 9-6, Indians by 3 as Foster pokes that away momentarily.
Good hedge by Foster.
It's over to Graham. Here at the elbow, Jarvis over to the right wing. Here's a three, burying it in Cruz's face is Aaron Bartles.
That's a big shot. When anybody but Sturts scores, it's a plus for Newton. And we're tied at 9.
Yeah, right. Just like
7
that.
7 in a row by Newton.
Just like that, it's 9's up. Tucker step back on Coley, fires the deep three off the heel of the rim, and Sturts had great positioning underneath, makes the rebound. 9-all, and it's Newton, much like the girls for Oskaloosa, let him hang around long enough. You never know what can happen here, especially with a go-to guy on the other team. Here's Jarvis, leaves it for Sturts, outside the arc. He'll step back and shoot a right wing three. That's on the way, and he can't get the roll. Foster comes out of there with the board, and then he's fouled by Coley, 90 feet away from the hoop. That is the 13th foul on Newton, so the teams are equal in that regard. That is the first foul on Coley. 7 minutes past the 8 o'clock hour. You're listening to us on 99.5 FM and AM 740 KMZN, RadioKMZN.com, the KMZN mobile app. You're also watching us on RadioKMZN.com and MCG Channel 7. Emery Songer alongside John Henry as Foster goes down to the block, knocked out of the hands of Henry. It'll stay with the Oskaloosa. If you missed our girls game, it was an entertaining one, but Newton came out with the win 28-24. And here with 2:26 left first quarter, it's 9-9, Oskaloosa and Newton just underway.
I think Xavier saw Cole a little bit late right there. He was initially open.
Cruz dribbles with his left, spins on Sturts. I think he got a piece of it. Rebound, Nunnekoven lobs it to Foster. Foster tries to, and they're going to call a charge underneath. It was a good job. I believe that was Jarvis underneath who was able to take that contact. But
that's 2 on Foster.
But that was a little, I believe, a little ambitious to try to finish from that far out with a guy underneath.
At least he was being aggressive. We didn't get him out, though. Don't do anything here and pick up a third.
He's got 2 all the way to the rim, and he will call
travel.
Sturts got called for a traveling violation. Yeah, I was about to say, he came down hard with the right hand. He's got to know where you're at.
I was afraid that they were going to give Xavier 3 there. We caught a break.
2:02 left first quarter, 9-9.
I was watching the action up above. He might have traveled. It got called, so it happened.
I plead the fifth myself, but the officiating crews paid to make those calls, and they did. With 2 minutes to go first quarter, Foster does come out, replaced by Ryan Yates, who's been playing very well the last couple weeks. Tucker gets a switch. He's got Jarvis on him now. He drives. Sturts tipped the ball out of bounds. Yates boxes him out. It'll stay with the Indians. He's an active defender, too. He is not one of those guys that just plays one way. Yates gets it in. Tucker dribbles to the middle. Now over to the left side as he sets up the offense. Gets the double screen. Again, they switch Jarvis onto him. Over to Cruz. Outside the three-point arc at the top of the key. Picked up by Graham. Little rub screen by Henry. Picked up the dribble. Gets it to Henry. Henry fakes it. He wants to take Coley all the way. Little spin move. Lefty hook. Off to the right. Sturts comes up with the rebound on the weak side, and he'll push it ahead for the Cardinals. He'll get a double screen. Nunnekoven able to stay with him. He gets rid of him for a moment, spins into the lane, runs into Henry, no foul call. Coley, the offensive board, gets the rebound, puts it up, scores it, and the foul. You talked about it. You have other guys that aren't for beating you. That plays right into Newton's hands.
Yeah, this is a 9-0 run by Newton.
And Oskaloosa hasn't scored for a long while, as that's the first foul on Nunnekoven, 5th team foul on the Indians. Coley rattles home the free throw. So it is 12-9, Newton with a 3-point lead. Playing well here. Oskaloosa a little offensively challenged the last 5 minutes or so.
Newton came to play.
Here's Cruz. He'll go baseline, cut off nicely with the help. They get it outside, and hit in the face is Henry, and Coley's going to get his second.
Yeah, that's big because he gets real physical with Henry.
And he is by far and away the tallest player they have to offer in terms of regular players.
Well, he's a big, strong kid. His lower body's really strong. He likes to get into Xavier and Cole and kind of irritate him a little bit, so him sitting down is a good thing.
5'11" sophomore Kyle Longs, who they come in for, so they go way small after the switch, and it's now Jarvis who's picking up Henry in the front court. Under a minute to play first quarter. Oski down 3, 12-9. Cruz loses Jarvis, goes all the way. I think he wanted to try to slam it, but Grayson Graham's going to pick up a foul, and it will be 2 free throws for Jared Cruz, and this has been his biggest bugaboo this year. On the year, even though he's leading the team with 15 points a game, just 52.5% from the free throw line. By the way, that's 2 on Graham now. Front end of the 2-shot foul does go in.
There's 10 total fouls in this game already.
5 on each team.
In the first quarter.
And important players getting 2 fouls on each team.
Well, and that's Jared Cruz's first points as well.
He misses the second. Sturts had the rebound. Cruz knocked it away, and then it's out of bounds off of Newton.
Oh.
It will be Oskaloosa ball. As the official, I think, kind of got confused there for a second, nearly pointed Newton's direction, but Graham on the rebound did knock it out. It stays with Oskaloosa. Good hustle on the board. Here's Henry. He kicks it out. Cruz, he'll take the left wing 3 on the way short. Rebound Sturts. Already 5 rebounds for him in the game. 40 seconds left, and we'll see if Coach Liley wants to try to wait for the last shot and take a lead.
Heck yeah, they're not shooting this ball until the final second. He wants to end this quarter with a lead.
Well, he's got a 12-10 lead here with 30 seconds to go. Sturts, little jab steps. He can always pass it over to the right to Bartles, who is wide open if Nunakoven had a 5 count on him, but he does not. He's not going to dare Sturts to beat him off the dribble. Nunakoven already has a foul as well. 12 seconds now. Coach Liley says, let's go. Sturts sets up the offense. Crossover, a couple crossovers, spin move, goes all the way and traveled.
All their movement there was just smoke screen. That was all just a clear out for Sturts.
4.2 left here from the first quarter for Oskaloosa to try to do something. They'll bounce it.
Can make this.
Tucker gets into the front court, step back, volleyball line 3, off to the mark, and that'll end the first quarter. An entertaining quarter, but Newton did come to play, especially defensively, and they take a 12-10 lead into the second quarter. We'll take a short break and be back with more after this on the No Coast Network.
At Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy, we're proud to keep the Oskaloosa Indians and their fans safe and feeling good on and off the field. Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy is the expert in injury care, orthopedics, and sports rehab, with a new facility in Oskaloosa, complete with an open gym area in addition to several private treatment rooms. If pain is bugging you, come see the experts at Kinetic Edge for a free injury screen. Find out more, including why the Oskaloosa Indians trust Kinetic Edge, at kineticedgept.com.
At Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, getting your prescription filled is easy. The large covered drive-thru and easy access to the front door is convenient, and the friendly staff is always ready to help you. With a variety of goods and home decor, Mahaska Drug is sure to have the perfect gift for any occasion. Have your favorite photos developed and framed at Mahaska Drug's framing counter, and cherish your memories for years to come. It's all at Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, where they have been committed to a healthy community for over 20 years. Call 673-3439 or stop in today.
The first quarter we probably didn't see coming. Newton outscores Oskaloosa 12-10 and has the ball to start this second quarter. Grayson Graham, Bartles, Sturts, Jarvis, and Long out there to start for the Cardinals, wearing all black uniforms with all black lettering, all black numbers trimmed in red, shooting at our left hoop as we got an illegal screen on Bartles, gives it back to Oskaloosa. That's going to be the 16th foul on Newton, so anything defensively here or a loose ball foul will result in Oskaloosa free throws, which has been their biggest weakness this season. The team's sitting at just 58.6% as a whole. By comparison, Newton, they're an 81% free throw shooting team.
That's unheard of at high school
That's
level.
incredibly high. 58 is probably lower than average, though, for Oskaloosa, and that's something they've been working on all year. Tucker, pump fakes, Sturts is on him. Not a good size differential there. As Cruz, nice entry feed, can't get the finish, gets his own rebound, goes back up, a lot of contact, gets it again, and he'll dribble it back out, settle it down. They'll try to get it outside. It's Tucker. He'll lob it for Cruz on the backside, and he'll lay it in.
Good find by Spencer. Newton just got confused. There were two guys guarding Henry in the high post, leaving Cruz all by himself.
7:10 left, first half. It is 12-all, Oskaloosa and Newton. Newton basketball here in the front court as they run their motion offense. This is something we didn't see a whole lot in that first quarter. It was mainly Sturts creating for himself, and they eventually found open guys. Sturts now down in the corner, short corner. Little spin move off glass, gets the roll over the shorter Nunnekoven.
Yeah, see, without Xavier in there for that backside block, things are a little different.
Nice catch with one hand again. Henry kind of cradles it like a football. Too strong off glass, however.
A lot of contact.
And it's Graham who comes out of there with the rebound. For as many touch fouls as we've seen, I mean, there certainly was a lot more contact there than we've seen called already. As Sturts around Henry and beats Nunnekoven to the glass and lays it in for 2. He's got 10 to go along with 5 boards. 30-second timeout Oskaloosa as Newton with a 16-12 lead. And obviously, Foster is not a guy that you can replicate very easily defensively, but how would you attack Sturts when he's got the ball?
I'd probably throw some double teams at him or something, make somebody else do something, or I'd switch everything to have somebody else. I wouldn't care, what size they are or whatever. I try to do something because this guy, he has got 10 points, 10 of their 16. You said he's got what, 6 rebounds?
I have him down for at least 5. Nobody else has more than 1 on their team.
And well, I'm impressed with it that Newton, all these guys, they know that he's the man. I mean, you don't see.
They don't have a problem.
It's like Jimmer Fredette at BYU a few years ago. They're all okay with setting screens for him or not even being an option.
It's not common.
No. And that the parents are okay with it too.
Well, I mean, you got to credit the coaching staff and even Scott Jarvis, the AD over there at Newton, for just.
Well, and his son is number 30, so he's obviously bought into it.
Yeah, so good to see the community just whatever it takes to win games. Is Yates is going to be fouled out. And I believe that's long. That'll be his first. That's before the shot, by the way.
Oski was trying to post Cruz.
It'll be Yates to the line as that's the 7th Newton foul in the first half.
He's the one guy we want shooting free throws.
86.7%. Historically, the Cox been good too, but this season just 63%. It is a 1-and-1 here for Yates. First one on the way, and he swishes it in. He's listed at 6'5". I asked him on Friday night, are you a baseball player or a basketball player? And he told me he's a baseball player. So if he's a baseball player and he's having this good of a basketball season, look out. Oskaloosa baseball is going to have one monstrous Ryan Yates as he makes both.
He's what I like to call a tall 6'5".
Interesting. I've not heard that one.
It's pushing 6'6".
6 minutes left. Jarvis is going to fire a 3 and splash that one in from the left wing. They've had 3 different guys come up with 3 points each. Sturts gets the assist. Tucker all the way with a nice little left-hand floater as nobody really stopped him from dribbling the ball up the floor. It's now Newton 19, Oski 16 with 5:45 left second quarter. Oski wants the pace to really quicken as Sturts goes all the way. That's another tough shot in the lane. Can't get this one.
Good job by Nunnekoven forcing a tough shot.
And then getting the rebound. Here's Tucker. He'll take his man off the dribble. Stuck in the air, fires it to the Tucker, or Nunnekoven, I should say. Back to Tucker. They'll get it to the high post. Here's Henry, a couple of power dribbles, goes up, can't get the shot to fall. Somehow collects the rebound and just little finger roll up into the air and it goes in.
Well, he got to use his left hand there. Good to see him sticking with it because that could have been dangerous.
5-0.
A lot of contact too. I don't understand why we get touch fouls with Sturts, but there's a lot of banging going on with everybody else.
Sturts too strong on this one. Nunnekoven tips the rebound as Tucker. Tucker's going to drive all the way. Look at the bounce pass to Henry, who can't quite finish the layup. Rebound Graham. Graham's going to bring it up all the way. Henry knocks it, or Tucker knocks it away. Ahead to Henry. Henry, a power dribble, goes up. Left hand poster on Jarvis.
Good job by Spencer. Cole Henry is dead tired.
They have.
He's out of the game. That's how he got the dunk, because he was kind of basket hanging because he was so dang tired.
4.5 to go. It is going to be a 3 from Bartles, top of the key, in and out. Oski likes this chaotic pace.
Yes, we like this. We like other people shooting the ball other than Sturts.
Here's Tucker over to the left wing.
Get some ball movement.
Yates looking down on the block. Nowhere to go for Cruz's. They had backside help, and Tucker will just settle it down here, and everybody can catch a deep breath in the crowd and on the floor. Here's Cruz on the left wing. Nunnekoven sets a screen for him. They get a switch. Cruz, little spin move. Nowhere to go. Kicks it out. Nunnekoven thought about 3. Goes baseline. A little lay-in with the right hand.
Good job, Tucker. Nunnekoven.
Timeout, Newton. Oskaloosa on a little run of their own. They have scored the last 8, and it is 22-19 Indians. 30-second timeout.
keep in mind, like I said in the pregame, we have some guys that are still battling the flu, so conditioning will be an issue. Again, I mentioned that Yates wasn't in school yesterday, but he was today, so he's available. And I know that Henry and Foster and a few of the other guys have been battling, so they might get tired a little bit quicker. So Coach Parker, as he did the other night, is shuffling them in and out. We're going back with Xavier for Henry here. I hope he doesn't pick up another foul. I'm going to say it so that it doesn't happen.
You got to say he will pick up another foul.
No, he won't pick up another foul. I'm going to say it so it doesn't happen.
But if you say that, then the opposite is going to happen.
No, I got this.
All right, we got this thing that we're sitting in is made of wood, so if you want to knock on it.
Hey, well, I got a chance. I want to say hi to Whitney and Wyatt Steinloggy listening at home.
Whitney and Wyatt, I know those guys. Cool people. Sturts beats Nunnekoven with a quick first step and lays it in.
We need backside help there from Spencer Tucker, too.
It's 22-21. That's a pretty easy play to draw up. They go down to the block. Foster, a lot of size, but he just gives a nice big elbow to Jarvis and picks up his third foul on the offensive end.
I don't think it should have been a foul. I think it should have been maybe a travel, but.
Well, Henry's got to come back in after a quick breather, and X-Man's going to have to sit on the pine for the next 3 minutes and 36 seconds till we get to the halftime buzzer.
And I didn't knock on wood quick enough.
I'm just saying. You control a lot up here in the Crow's Nest, Coach. I've learned that over the years.
I did not know that.
Here's Graham, right wing. He'll knock down a three. Why not? Everybody's getting into the act on the three-point shooting here for Newton, and they have taken the lead again, 24-22, with 3:20 left in the first half. Nunnekoven dribbles to his left, finds some space, kicks to an open Yates, left corner three. That one off to the left. Sturts the long rebound, runs into Graham. That slowed down the offensive break, but he's going to go all the way anyway. Run over Nunnekoven. Offensive foul.
Oh, wow. 2 on Sturts, both on charges.
Good job by Nunnekoven realizing that he couldn't do anything there. Coach Liley takes off his blazer in frustration.
Really surprised that was called a charge. Knowing how Sturts is, he gets those calls all the time. That's big for us.
3
now
minutes.
He kind of has to be careful now the rest of the half.
3 minutes left here in the second quarter.
Let's get the ball to Cruz and make Sturts play defense with 2 fouls.
Looking for
it is.
Back door. He goes up and lays it in. Nice pass from Henry.
Good back cut by Jared. Good find by Cole Henry.
24 all. 2:45 left. Newton ball.
I would try to ride the Cruz train. Get him touches.
When he gets it going, his Cruz or Sturts all the way, and there's going to be a foul. Who's it going to be? Somebody hit him in the head. It's either Henry or Tucker, and it's Tucker. First foul on Spencer. It's 2 shots for maybe the most reliable free throw shooter in the conference, who's already 2 for 2 there in the game, and Sturts. Newton so confident they don't have anybody to rebound.
Why? Because he's not. They think he's not going to miss, so why not?
He makes the first. One more on the way. He does miss. In and out. Rebound Yates. So there's his 1 miss of the game.
There you go.
25-24. Newton does have a 1-point lead. 2.5 to go here in the first half. Pick and roll with Henry. He goes all the way. A lot of contact. Lays it in and 1. No, is that a charge? Yes. Underneath official calls a charge.
That is horrible. That is so bad.
Coach Parker can't believe it. He's beside himself.
Forget that it's my son. That's just terrible. I don't care who that call was on. That's terrible.
First foul on Cole, and the 6th Oskaloosa turnover. Both teams have committed 6 turnovers in the game, most of them on charges. 25-24, Newton ball with the lead, getting past Nunnekoven, Sturts all the way to the rim. He's got 15 in the game. If he keeps getting that first step, and DeCock is on his way back into the game. If he gets that first step, you're in trouble. It's Tucker, little floater, and that's a tough shot.
Good rebound by Cruz.
Cruz double team, goes up and lays it in.
See, and that's a situation where Sturts can't really reach in to try and steal that because he might pick up his third. Jared needs to be really aggressive.
27-26, Newton by 1. With the ball, they'll set it up so where Sturts plays off the ball here with Graham.
How many fouls does DeCock have?
2.
Okay.
That's why Nunnekoven's got such a long run here. Sturts from 25 on the left wing. That's not his shot, and it's a bad one. Missed poorly off the back iron. Henry gets the rebound and brings it up. He breaks down his man, kind of scoops it over to Cruz, and then gets it back on the right wing. Now he'll put it on the deck. Wants to go to the left. Now he'll go to the right. Spin back to the left. Tough lefty hook. My goodness, with 3 jerseys in his way. 10 in the game for Henry. Does he know you're up here?
He does not.
Well, could have fooled me. Sturts thought about the mid-ranger. He wants you to say his name a lot as Graham airballs a 3 from the corner. Rebound, Henry.
And Coach Liley is not happy about that shot.
Cruz on the elbow. Back to Henry. Over to Tucker. Inside of a minute here in the first half, 28-27. Indians by 1 with the ball.
We just moved DeCock back to the bench. We're not going to sub him in. Probably a good idea. He's got 2 fouls. Nunikova's doing a good job.
Cruz pulls up from 10, misses the shot. Rebound volleyballed out by Nunikova, and that's one maybe slipped off the hand, but Jared liked to have that shot back.
Newton will hold here for the final shot.
44.3 left. They held for the last minute almost.
This is a great first half for them. They've got their pace, their score. We like to score high. They like to score low, and now they're going to hold the ball here with Sturts.
A bucket here gives Newton a lead.
Man, if somebody could take a charge on him right here, that would be huge.
That would be 3 on him.
Yes.
28-27, Newton down by 1, and they are just going to, and they're going to run the same exact play with a little wings action.
Yeah, well, all it is a smoke screen. They're just crossing to create something so everybody's occupied so Sturts can do his thing.
And he's gotten past Nunikova a few times in this quarter. Now here they go, under 10 seconds to go. He lost the ball. Cruz gets the steal.
Got a ton of time. All the way, Jared, all the way.
Cruz leaves it for Yates. Yates to Henry at the horn, lays it in!
Good pass, Ryan Yates.
Henry with 12.
Great teamwork right there.
And Oskaloosa takes a 30-27 lead at the half. What a change there by
Cruz gave it up to Yates to shoot a jump shot. He instinctively just passed the and great job by Cole Henry to run the floor and not stand and watch that play happen. All 3 of those kids, that's a fantastic way to end the half.
And know exactly what the time is. He caught the ball in midair and scooped it with the left hand. He didn't come down with it. If he comes down with it, he couldn't get the shot off in time.
Sturts turned it over with about 6 left, and Jared, great instincts to dribble, and I was trying to tell him, keep going. That's a lot of time. A kid like that can get a long distance, and that's what happened. That's a big, big basket.
Instead of Newton potentially taking a lead, Oskaloosa adds 2 points to their lead. They have a 30-27 halftime lead. We'll take a break, come back with a halftime show after this on the No Coast Network.
Main Street Oskaloosa is dedicated to giving our community the downtown they want and deserve. We bring vibrant community events like Art on the Square, Christmas in July, and the Lighted Christmas Parade to downtown Oskaloosa. We believe in the unique value of our district and work to support business here. Our city's history is important and it drives our efforts in the revitalization and preservation of downtown. In 2017, we received the Signature Project Award for our inspiring and innovative placemaking efforts. Our goal is a downtown Oskaloosa can be proud of. For more information, contact Emily Brown at 641-672-2591.
We love to help people with their smiles. Petrito Orthodontics of Ottumwa and Oskaloosa is all about creating beautiful smiles and increased self-esteem that lasts a lifetime. We specialize in creating individualized smiles by committing to make each visit a memorable experience. Our office is equipped with state-of-the-art technology to ensure optimum results. For help with your smile, call Petrito Orthodontics.
For over 30 years, Pella Printing has been leading the way in the print industry with quality equipment, modern facilities, and skilled staff. The Pella approach combines old-world craftsmanship with today's cutting-edge technology to provide brilliant printed products at a value price. They take the time to understand clients' needs from design to pre-press to printing and delivery to build lasting relationships with their customers. Whether you need personalized graduation announcements, oversized posters and banners, marketing materials, or stationery, Pella Printing offers a broad assortment of quality printed products done with speed and precision. Pella Printing, where technology and craftsmanship meet.
You built a castle so that the prince and princess can live happily ever after. You brought the sunshine to shine upon the whole family's future. But when the sun hides behind the clouds, State Farm can help. We put the life back in life insurance to protect your family's finances, not only in the future, but today.
Call your State Farm agent Kelly Style in Oskaloosa today.
Hawkeye Real Estate is your one-stop source for everything real estate in Mahaska County and the surrounding area. Whether commercial, residential, or acreages, we've got you covered with the area's largest pool of real estate professionals, full-time support staff, and property management services. With over $19 million in sales volume for 2016, Hawkeye continues to be Oskaloosa's leading real estate office. Discover what thousands already know. When it's time to make a move, get the Hawkeye Edge.
The student community at William Penn made an impression on me. It's a real statement that you can come here and be part of something real.
You have the opportunity to participate in activities.
The coaches are awesome. It's easy to play for coaches that care about you.
The real experiences at Penn have helped shape who I'm going to be when I graduate. I work harder because I want to be part of the conversation in class.
I am a leader.
I am a trailblazer.
I'm proud to be a statesman.
Emery Songer currently being joined by John Henry. Of course, he's been my broadcast partner this evening. At the half, it's Oskaloosa 30, Newton 27. A good end to the half, but you know, it's just maybe coincidental you're up here, but Cole Henry with an excellent first half here, and it's good to see him play well during the first half.
He got some easy opportunities, got some easy baskets on some great passes by teammates. Good to see him get involved. I'm happy we're ahead, but it's a lot of game left.
Yeah, we talked about it, a situation where you have a player like Garrett Sturtz at any given point. The most important thing you have to do is just know what your game plan is going to be with him. Are you going to let him get his and try to stop everybody else, or do you want to try to deter him? Well, he had 15 in the first half, but three-point shots made by Grayson Graham, Grant Jarvis, and Aaron Bartles, and Quintrell Coley had a three-point play as well in the first half, so they were getting other guys involved.
That's the difference in the game. That's why I think it's a close game, getting other people involved. Heck, the first time we played them, I think they scored, 9 or 10? The whole team other than Sturtz, and tonight they already have those 12 that you talked about. And for them to get that production from other people and us to still be ahead is a good sign for us. I would like to see us get a little faster pace, though. I feel like Newton wants to play slow and keep this game in the 50s. And, you know, Oski's high octane. We want to try and get this game into the 70s if possible.
Yeah, Oskaloosa went on their big run in that second quarter when the game kind of got chaotic. The teams exchanged some turnovers, but when it got fast is when Oskaloosa started to make some hay on the offensive end as well.
I look for Xavier Foster to be a big difference maker in this second half. He didn't have much of an input in the game because of the fouls. He will help with Sturtz with protecting the basket. It'll make those drives to the basket a lot more difficult. He was on the bench. Heck, did he play 3 minutes?
Yeah, it was not a lot.
He will make a big difference with Sturtz.
And then Cole needed a rest, and then he immediately came in and picked up his third foul. So we'll see how the foul situation. I'm sure Coach Lively's going to say if 34 is out there, go after him and try to get him a fourth foul and get him back onto the pine. But we'll see what happens. Oskaloosa led by Cole Henry, 12 points, 3 rebounds. Jared Cruz finished with 7 in that first half. We'll go along with the team high 4 boards. Garrett Sturtz leads all players with 15 points and 6 rebounds in the game. We'll take another break, come back, and we'll have the second half for you. Oskaloosa leads Newton 30-27 here on the No Coast Network.
Main Street Oskaloosa is dedicated to giving our community the downtown they want and deserve. We bring vibrant community events like Art on the Square, Christmas in July, and the lighted Christmas parade to downtown Oskaloosa. We believe in the unique value of our district and work to support business here. Our city's history is important, and it drives our efforts in the revitalization and preservation of downtown. In 2017, we received the Signature Project Award for our inspiring and innovative placemaking efforts. Our goal is a downtown Oskaloosa can be proud of. For more information, contact Emily Brown at 641-672-2591.
We love to help people with their smiles. Petrito Orthodontics of Ottumwa and Oskaloosa is all about creating beautiful smiles and increased self-esteem that lasts a lifetime. We specialize in creating individualized smiles by committing to make each visit a memorable experience. Our office is equipped with state-of-the-art technology to ensure optimum results. For help with your smile, call Petrito Orthodontics.
For over 30 years, Pella Printing has been leading the way in the print industry with quality equipment, modern facilities, and skilled staff. The Pella approach combines old-world craftsmanship with today's cutting-edge technology to provide brilliant printed products at a value price. They take the time to understand clients' needs from design to pre-press to printing and delivery to build lasting relationships with their customers. Whether you need personalized graduation announcements, oversized posters and banners, marketing materials, or stationery, Pella Printing offers a broad assortment of quality printed products done with speed and precision. Pella Printing, where technology and craftsmanship meet.
You built a castle so that the prince and princess can live happily ever after. You brought the sunshine to shine upon the whole family's future. But when the sun hides behind the clouds, State Farm can help. We put the life back in life insurance to protect your family's finances, not only in the future, but today.
Call your State Farm agent Kelly Style in Oskaloosa today.
Providing high-quality professional eye care with a truly caring staff is what Oskaloosa Vision Center has been doing for more than 30 years. With our state-of-the-art equipment, we can provide comprehensive eye exams, prescription glasses, and contact lenses, as well as medical care like eye infection and disease treatment, emergency eye care, and pre- and post-operative aid. Newborn to adult, we have the experience to meet all your eye care needs. Oskaloosa Vision Center. Come see us today.
Look at that mouth. That poor, parched mouth. What'd you eat for lunch? Chalk dust? Did your face storm a sandcastle? You're being awfully quiet. Is that because your mouth feels like the business end of a Dremel saw? Is it because your mouth just wrote a haiku and all 17 syllables were dry heaves? Right now, your mouth could be tongue-bathing in the refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew. Instead, it feels like you've been motorboating King Tut's sarcophagus. Show some mercy. Crack open an ice-cold Mountain Dew. You know your mouth wants you to. Do the dew.
Emery Songer, Coach John Henry. If you don't know Coach Henry, you don't know nothing. Coach Henry is the head men's basketball coach, William Penn University, which so happens, Coach, congratulations, unanimously #1 in NAIA Division I. How about that?
Pretty happy about that. Players are happy about it, but we've got one heck of a challenge tomorrow at Mount Mercy. That place will be rocking. They'll be wanting
it's an odd gym.
They will be wanting to swarm the court to make their season by beating the #1. So we've got to come out strong tomorrow.
Yeah, it's an odd gym. All of the seating's on one side, and then there's a big wall behind where the benches sit.
And it's freezing cold.
Yeah,
and they really dislike us.
It's gonna be fun. I can't wait. Anyways, we'll talk about that later.
Yep.
We'll talk Oskaloosa as they have the basketball with their 5 starters, Cruz, Henry, Tucker, Foster, and DeCock. White uniforms shooting at our left basket here in the second half, leading 30-27.
Get him off of him. That is a foul.
And it's double team. They lose the ball. Foster doesn't get the call, and Graham's going to get credit for the steal.
A lot of contact.
Well, we'll see if they can call it that way for everyone.
Yeah, if you want to play that way, let's play that way.
Backdoor cut, knocked away by DeCock on the steal.
Great play by DeCock.
Here comes Tucker, bringing the offense up. Lobs it, Henry wide open, two-hand stuff.
Great find by Spencer.
How do you lose him?
Yeah, I don't know what the confusion was there, but that's an easy deuce.
Just underway, second half.
And the dunkometer goes to 48, by the way.
Hey, that's 4 in the game, which is nothing really new for this gymnasium.
Yeah.
Bartles open 3, and that one hit the backboard first. Rebound, Tucker.
I don't think this is the start Coach Liley wanted.
Tucker steps into a 3, top of the key on the way. Too long. Rebound tipped by DeCock, taken by Bartles. That's a risky play. DeCock with 2 fouls. But he's got a lot of energy. He didn't play a ton in the first half because of the foul trouble. He picks up Garrett Sturtz, who's got 15 in the game so far. Sturtz plays catch with Graham, gets it back on the left wing. He'll get a screen from Coley. And gets around the hedge from Foster, goes all the way to the rim, but can't get anything. Goes right back up, draws a cheap foul, and lays it in. And that's either going to be 4 on Foster or 3 on DeCock.
I think it's Cruz.
It is. Wow, I didn't even see Cruz in there.
Well, Cole Henry tried to wall him up, forced him to miss it, and then he backpedaled out of bounds, and Xavier and Jared, then as Sturtz got his own rebound, got fouled.
Well, with Sturtz, one thing that's interesting about him is the fact that he knows if he gets to the rim, he's going to go right back up and follow his own shot as he completes the 3-point play. 32-30, Oskaloosa by 2. But, I mean, at 6'4", he's got good enough size to be able to do that.
Well, he is the definition of wiry.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's a long 6'4".
You look it up in the book, and that's exactly what it is.
Henry goes on the baseline. DeCock leaves it for Henry in the corner. They're trying to get it Foster, and they go cross court to Cruz. He'll drive all the way. He goes strong with the left hand. Oh, it went in and out. That's a tough break for Foster with the follow.
I think the ball actually got caught in the net.
It did. It got caught in the net, but it's got to go through the rim as a whole. Henry gets the rebound, gets it knocked away, but gets it back, and he's going to dribble it up the floor. Now, they tried to pull that on Friday, but it did go through the rim, as there's going to be a foul on Cole on the miss. The rebound pulled down by Jarvis.
Cole kind of got out of control there and forced a shot. There was a lot of contact, but then he went to get his own rebound and bumped him.
I would be interested to see how far that got down into the rim, because it was the net that knocked it back out.
We actually had that happen a home game ago for Penn, and they counted the basket.
Oh.
And when we watched it on film, it shouldn't have.
Oh, my! Foster destroys the Sturtz shot off the wall. Cheerleaders beware. I think it happened so fast, though, Coach, that I don't think the officials really knew how far it got down onto the rim. As Sturtz, that's a tough shot.
With all the ticky-tacks we had in the first half, now they're not calling anything.
No, there was a hip bump, and Sturtz knocked off balance. Either way, Oskaloosa gets the advantage. Here's Henry working with the left, spins back to his right, baseline, knocked out of bounds by Sturtz. It stays here. It'll be interesting. I need to check that rule just to see, like, does it have to, like, I don't know.
It has to go through, all the way through.
All the way through the net? Yeah.
I remember years ago, Charles Barkley dunked backwards and the ball hit his head and went back out, and they didn't count it.
That's funny. As the ball tipped away, steal by Coley. The round mound, a rebound. Always good for a good comedy act during his playing days.
And now.
And now, just talking about the NBA. Sturtz working on DeCock, gets inside the free throw line.
See, one of our big guys has to step up there and block that, or at least contest it. They both can't stand there and just let that shot go through.
DeCock didn't want to do anything too physical to pick up his third foul, so with 4:50 left.
That's where his big fellas need to step up and help him.
4:45 left here, third quarter. Tucker being pestered, and Graham takes it away, but they're going to say a kick ball bails Oskaloosa out.
Dude, all that reaching, that was a foul in the first half.
Nunakoven comes in, and I believe he's going to replace Foster. Foster frustrated he's coming out of the game, but with 3 fouls, you kind of want to buy a couple minutes here or there.
Well, and I think I see Coach Foster talking to Xavier Foster. I think that they're telling him you need to step up and block that shot.
Well, I'm sure he'll be back in the game in a short amount of time.
Because that's the strength of his game.
Absolutely, and we saw what he did to Sturtz when he did step up and try to block the shot. He erased it into the front row. 4.5 to go here. Tucker left all alone, right wing, deep three. This one's short, and the rebound knocked out of bounds by Jarvis. It'll stay with Oskaloosa. Good positioning by Nunakoven.
That's what I was just going to say. That's really good by Nunakoven.
It's 32
Not very
all.
often does Spencer get a good look like that, and usually it's money.
Yeah, he's struggling in this game. He missed his first 11 threes this season, if you remember, so he does go through some cold streaks. As Henry doesn't see Sturtz drop down defensively, throws it away. Here comes Garrett, 1-on-3, runs over DeCock, lays it in, and they're going to say a charge.
Oh my goodness, yes. Tanner does it again. That's 3 on Sturtz. All 3 of them are charges.
He waited an awful long time to make that call. The 2 officials who called the foul at the same time looked at each other forever before saying.
And the official that ended up making the decision, he's not even making the right signal. I mean, come on. You make the fist and you do the big dramatic push.
And you touch your head. You do the Karl Malone head hold.
I don't.
You don't know anything about officiating. What do you know, Coach?
Well, that makes up for the crap charge they called on Cole in the first half.
That's true.
There's Tanner. Oh, I thought he had a good open look there.
They swing it around. It's Tucker and a cruise to the top of the key. Still tied at 32 as Newton's still hanging around halfway through this third quarter. Over to the left wing, it is Henry. He surveys. DeCock down on the block, but doesn't have a size advantage down there. It's now Coley trying to guard Tucker. Tucker tried to lose him. Instead goes to the left wing and Cruz, and he'll knock down the 3.
That's a good sign right there. Get Jared Cruz involved a little bit.
Every game he's played well, Oskaloosa has won big. So he is a big difference maker. By the way, 4th assist by Spencer Tucker in the game.
Jared's up to 10, right?
Yep. Cool. And here's Sturtz after a couple of screens. His 3 missed. Good one-handed rebound, Cruz. 35-32, Oskaloosa 3-point lead, 3:15 to go here in the third quarter. Here's Henry working on Coley. Lefty hook on the way, too long.
Strong.
Rebound pulled down by Sturtz. He's now got 21 and 8 in the game.
That's a good possession right there. We get a little 6-foot mini hook. It just didn't go in.
Good hedge by Cruz.
That charge.
And DeCock just kind of fell out of the way. But Sturtz misses the open layup.
Gets his own rebound.
And then goes right back up, lays it in, and charge again.
That's his 4th, and they're all on charges. Tanner DeCock does it again. We have got to get that rebound when he misses. He cannot get his own rebound, fellas.
He's got to come out of the game. They just pulled him out of the game. The crowd going wild for Oskaloosa as his whole bench.
The Newton crowd is booing and the Oski crowd is cheering.
It is unbelievable that he's gotten called for 4 charges in the game. That one, he missed a wide open layup after DeCock lost his footing and fell over in the paint. Great break for Oskaloosa. They lead by 3, 35-32, and now's the time to go on a run with Sturtz on the sideline. 2:40 to go, third quarter. A couple of screens here for Tucker as they set up the offensive set. He's going to attack, pull it back. That was a high pass. They eventually get it to DeCock. Wide open mid-range jump shot around and out. Cruz tipped the rebound, but it hit the rim and went away from him. Kyle Long, who came into the game for Sturtz, got the rebound.
I wouldn't be surprised if they held this ball.
2:20 left. They're down 3. They go to the left wing, back to the top in Jarvis, then over to Graham. Graham dribbles to the left. They do get a look for Long, but he doesn't really even thinking about seriously shooting it. And then Graham will step it back out beyond the volleyball line. Over to Jarvis. Bartles wants to come and get the ball. Nunakoven all over him. Newton has no real legitimate offensive option in the game right now with Sturtz on the sideline. Everything that these guys get otherwise is created off of Sturtz's action. What can they do here? Here's Graham. He goes baseline on Tucker, and he'll get called for a foul. Again, it's that first step. As soon as you're beat, they can pin you right there, Coach. A good ball handler. Graham's underrated, I think, in that regard as a ball handler. Just knew where he was and kind of felt the contact and got the foul call.
Graham's a good player. He's played a lot of basketball through the AAU circuit. He's not going to be shook by the moment.
Second foul on Tucker. Third team foul. Good catch by Jarvis. Henry all over him, though. He tries to fire it to Graham on a cut, who had an open space in the back door, but Tucker was ready for the pass and was able to knock it out of bounds.
I like our ball pressure there. Without Sturts in the game, some of these kids are handling the ball that aren't used to it. Get all over them.
Looking to trigger. Bartles fires it to Jarvis outside the arc, and he just kind of waits for somebody to come and get it, and he'll give it to Bartles, who then goes to Coley, and they are really wasting some time. But then Jarvis shoots a three, missed by, and then rebound by Yates.
That was a laser.
They go to Cruz, thought about it, instead goes back to the volleyball line. Tucker over to Nunakoven. Then he goes to Yates in the corner, trying to get Cruz down on the block. No real angle to get it to him. They'll go cross court to Henry instead. He's got Tucker wide open, top of the key.
Oh, I can't believe he didn't shoot that.
But he drives, leaves it for Nunakoven, blocked from behind by Graham. Rebound, pulled down and secured by Bartles.
We're down to a minute left here in the third quarter, 35-32 Oskaloosa.
Savvy defensive play by Grayson Graham coming from the backside after Tucker thought he had set Nunakoven up for a shot, as Jarvis nearly travels and then throws it into the backcourt.
Foster's coming back in.
And he'll be back in, 51.2 left. Oskaloosa likely won't be.
They're bringing Foster for Henry with 51.2.
So they got
get him a rest.
And Foster got to sit for almost 5 minutes of game time.
Yeah, and we still have the lead.
Still low scoring.
I'd actually like to see us get him involved here. Get him the ball once.
Good read by Jarvis, knocking it out of bounds on the pass to Cruz, 43.7. Oski's only scored 5 points in the quarter, but Newton's only scored 5 points in the quarter too. It's interesting. 35 seconds left. Here's Tucker as Oskaloosa sets it up. The Newton crowd chanting. Cruz gets a screen, gets a switch, goes on Bartles. Euro step lay-in is good.
Classic Jared Cruz.
He's got 12 to go along with 5 rebounds. And here's Newton to hold for
Coach
one.
Parker is telling his guys to come out and pressure a little bit. I think he's thinking what I was thinking, is that these guys aren't used to handling the ball.
And Jarvis picks up the dribble, has to wait for Coley to get open. Coley hands it off for Grayson Graham, 35 feet away from the hoop, gets a screen, and Tucker
down to
trying
5
to stay
seconds.
with him. Jarvis, he'll drive, a little touch foul on Cruz. That is the 4th team foul on Oskaloosa, the 2nd foul on Cruz. So with 2.1 left, that's not a terrible foul to give up here.
You can actually do it again if you wanted to. I wouldn't.
I wouldn't either. They'll be out on the side, so a quick inbound and shot coming here for Newton. It'll be Bartles to inbound, gets it to Graham. Graham shoots it over Tucker, way short, and that'll end the quarter. Oskaloosa withstands what was a very frustrating offensive quarter for both teams, but actually increases their lead. It is 37-32, Oski by 5. We'll take a short break and be back with the 4th after this on the No Coast Network.
If you are looking for brand names close to home, then look no further than Penn Central Mall in Oskaloosa. Penn Central Mall has a wide variety of stores for people of all ages. Find the perfect pair of silver or Vigas jeans at Maurice's. Get a pair of Oakley sunglasses from the smiling staff at Eye Care Partners. Cozy up with Ashley Furniture from Gilworth Furniture. And find that dazzling diamond from Gardner Collier Jewelry. When you're done, grab a bite to eat at Mira Cheeto or the Pizza Ranch. It's all at Penn Central Mall in Oskaloosa. Shop, walk, and enjoy Penn Central Mall.
At Clow Valve Company, being the premier place to work is part of our core vision, and this includes helping our local community be a premier place to live. Clow cares and is committed to creating a happier and healthier community. By volunteering in local events and fundraisers. By donating to nonprofit organizations. By leaving a better tomorrow than today. Clow is more.
We are Clow Valve.
Well, Newton's hanging around, but Oskaloosa, despite only scoring 7 points in the third, only allowed 5. Garrett Sturt's back in the game, but he's got 4 fouls, and all 4 have been of the charging variety. It'll also Bartles along with Jarvis, Graham, and Coley in the game here for Newton. Oskaloosa with Tucker, Henry, Cruz, Yates, and Foster. They're going to run a couple of screens off the ball, get Sturts the ball. He's going to go with the right hand, try to step through. Travel violation.
He did too.
He's only got 21 points. I was expecting a huge night from him, but Oskaloosa defensively has really pestered him. He's been called for several offensive fouls and then a couple of travels.
Well, and you say that, Emery, and I hate to go against you, but they only have 32 points. He has 21 of them.
That's true. It's been a team effort, we'll say it that way. Here's Cruz, nice entry feed
it's
from
Cruz time, everybody.
He's got 14, tied with Henry for the team high, 5th assist for Tucker, but that was a great entry feed by Spencer to set him up. 7.5 to go, Oskaloosa 39.
That's the thing I love about Spencer Tucker this year is he is a distributor, and he has really expanded his game.
39-32, this equals Oski's largest lead, which came at 9-2 all the way back in the first quarter. Sturts gets a couple of screens, dribbles to the left, now picks up the dribble, goes to Jarvis, thought about the shot, Foster's there, no chance he'll shoot it over him. Back to Sturts, Sturts splits the defenders, goes all the way for the left lay-in, and they're going to call a goaltend as Foster going for the block hit the rim, but it went in anyway.
He split the double team. Henry hedged and he split it.
And then he was able to finish it even.
I thought he was going to try and dunk on him, which I wished he would have because I think Xavier would have pinned it.
Either way, it's 2 points for Newton and 23.
That's an impressive play by Sturts.
Oh, for a 6'4" guy to split a double team like that, that's impressive. Cross-court pass to Henry left wing. Down to the left corner here is Yates. Yates back.
We are really looking to feed Jared down low. We can't just stand, though, fellas. We got to get some movement.
Here's Yates out on the left corner. They are looking for Cruz. They go cross-court now to Foster. He beats his man. Look out! Oh, it's a charge.
Charge? And that's 5 on him.
No, I think it's 4. Just... No, it's Cruz.
It's Cruz on the seal. They're saying that. I hate that call because if you're trying to feed him in the post, it's okay, but on the drive he can't.
Right.
We actually teach that at William Penn.
Yeah, so that was away from the ball that the official on the baseline made the call. Inside out dribble, Sturts all the way, blocking foul. Cruz had his position. There is no restricted area in high school basketball. If there was, he certainly would have been within it, but...
I think if Spencer would have tried to take that charge, about 2 feet before he ran into Cruz, that would have been a charge. Sturts kept going. Jared got there a little bit late and completely under the hoop. Like you said, there's no restricted area, but still, officials know
underneath the hoop, you're going to get called for a block more often than not. As Cruz has to come out, he's got 4 fouls. He'll probably be back in a couple of minutes as Nunakoven comes in for him. 39-35, one more at the line for Sturts, and he knocks it down.
So just when we start to go to Cruz, he picks up his 4th. We're going to have somebody
else. He picked up one cheap offensive foul, and then 20 seconds later got what he thought was going to be a charge. He got called for a block down here, so not a good 30 seconds for Jared once he got going.
This would be a big bucket here.
Here's Foster, lowers his head, blocking foul.
Oh, he's got to be more aware of that. That triple team's coming. I thought he was going to get called for travel.
Well, and Graham was in the area the whole time. But
he's so big, if he just caught it and squared up, he'd be able to survey and maybe pass to somebody.
So a blocking foul is the 3rd on Graham. That is the 3rd team foul on Newton, so they still have plenty to give. Yates, timeout Oskaloosa.
Good call by Coach Parker.
And he'll call full. We'll take a quick break and be back with more as they talk it over. Newton hanging around. 6:08 to go, 4th quarter. 39-36. Oski by 3 with the ball when we return after this on the No Coast Network.
So here we go right here, my man. Are we still here?
We are still on.
Okay.
39-36.
Swim Sports is once again open in Oskaloosa. This is Doug DeCock, the new owner of Swims. Along with Doug Swim, we are happy to be open again. Swims has a wide variety of trophies, plaques, and engraving available to Oskaloosa and the surrounding areas. We have an assortment of uniforms, socks, and belts, along with other sporting goods at the store. Swim Sports also provides a full screen printing facility for your screen printing needs. Come check out the new store at 118 A Avenue East in Oskaloosa. The two Dougs would love to see you at Swim Sports.
Sorry for the technical difficulties. We are back. 39-36. Oskaloosa by 3 out of the timeout. That's a clutch timeout by Coach Parker after.
That's what I was going to say was that's a great timeout as we just about got the 5-second call. And then what I was about to say before we got cut off was this is a big moment in the game. You got 6 minutes left. Sturts has 4. Cruz has 4. Who for Oskaloosa is going to step up here and get us some buckets?
Yates lobs it in for Foster, makes the catch. Graham behind him, but they leave Tucker open. Steps left wing.
Spencer.
That's off the heel of the rim again. Foster had the rebound, lost it off the head of Sturts. They save it. Eventually Tucker comes up with it. They go to Henry down on the baseline working on Sturts. Double teamed. And kicks it out, nearly stolen. But Tucker all the way. Nobody steps up and tries to block the shot, and he lays it in.
Coach Liley's not happy about that one.
They just let him lay to the rim.
You let the smallest player on the court dribble 20 feet for a left-hand layup.
Here's Coley, high post. DeCock at the scorer's table. He'll check in next dead ball. Nunakoven guarding Sturts. He picked up the dribble, nowhere to go with it, then finds Graham. Graham back over to Sturts. 5.5 to go, fourth quarter. Oski leading 41-36. Go to the high post here for Jarvis. Jarvis leaves it for Bartles. Enough space to shoot a three, top of the key. Off the back iron, rebound out of bounds, and they're going to say it's off of Henry. And I think they're going to talk about it because
I don't like that. It's got to be Oskaloosa because Cole was swinging towards our basket and the ball went to their end. It's got to be White.
And it is. The referees make a discussion.
I take back what I said about that official on the charge call in the first half.
Bill
Liley is standing
on the bench.
on the chairs. Zoom in on that.
Oh my goodness.
This guy is
Coach Liley is on the chairs.
I can't believe they're not teeing him up.
There it is.
They did. They just teed him up.
I can frankly tell you with confidence, I have never seen that one.
I can as well.
You've been around longer than I have.
I've never seen that one before, and that's why I was shocked because obviously you're just displaying your disgust.
He didn't say a word. He just stood there and waited for them to blow the whistle and call the foul.
You could make a case that he didn't say anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he didn't.
Can't he choose to stand on his chair? I take back what I said just a minute ago when I said I can't believe they're not teeing him up because he's not saying anything.
He just stood there, just on a chair. Second free throw. Tucker makes both of the technicals, and it's Oskaloosa ball. It's now 43-36. That could be a big play in the game.
That is huge. You just gave us 2 points.
But interesting. Now, the Oskaloosa crowd the whole way down the floor was clamoring for a tee, so maybe that got into the officials' mind that maybe that should be a tee.
Yeah, if we use some patience here and get a bucket here, it'd be huge. We could go up 9 or even 10 with a 3.
Henry working on Sturts. Kicks it out. Tucker from about 30 feet. That one's long. Sturts knocked away by Henry. He's got it back, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line for 2. How about that on the offensive glass?
That was a deep 3 by Spencer. Wow. Tanner DeCock and Cole Henry working hard on the rebound. I don't know about that one. That was pretty deep. If that goes, it's huge.
It is a 2-shot foul. Cole misses the first. Cole hasn't had an easy go of it at the free throw line this season, 58.6%. He's made some big ones this season.
We
but
just went out to Penn for about 2 hours the other night and worked on these two, so I'd like to see him make one for his confidence.
43-36. Oski by 7, looking to try to make it 8. Still 4:49 left in the fourth. Lefty's free throw is on the way, and he swishes the second. 15 for him.
Well, now I can tell him if we wouldn't have put that extra work in, he would have went over 2.
It's all about the extra work. Here's Sturts. Pull up as he loses to Cock. Hits the elbow jumper.
Big time shot right there.
And quickly. So going the other way, Tucker's got it. He goes stutter step. That's a tough shot off glass, but he gets it to go. You can tell he's had to be crafty when he was a little kid at 5'6" playing varsity basketball. And you can see those crafty finishes kind of coming to light here.
Spencer Tucker has just cold-blooded, man.
Sturts buries a pull-up 3. Oh, my. 30.
He's up to 29 now.
Oh, I had him down for 30. He's got 29, my mistake. Here's a shot, a lob for Foster, but a foul on the pass. It'll be a pass because Foster finished the dunk. And it will be the 7th team foul, I believe. No, it's only the 6th team foul, so. Wait.
They're giving him 2.
What?
They're saying that he shot that as an air ball.
Okay. Anyways, that is Graham's 4th, by the way.
We know that that's a pass because we've seen every game and we know what Xavier's capable of in that situation.
Yeah.
These guys, for lack of a better term, thought that was a shot.
Well,
we will take it.
It's a 2-shot.
Coach Liley is not standing on his chair.
He's yelling out offensive signals. 10 in the game now for Tucker, 6 in the last couple of minutes. 4 minutes left, fourth quarter. Oski by 7, 48-41. And see if Sturts can
got a little clear out here for Sturts.
On the right wing.
Henry just stands there and help. So does Foster.
A little reach-in foul on DeCock. He's not happy with it. And that's going to be a 1-and-1 coming. That is a third foul on DeCock, his first since early in the first quarter. And it will be a 1-and-1 for the, as mentioned, probably the best free throw shooter on the floor.
In the state.
And in the conference, and probably in the state of Iowa.
He's already missed one.
He splashed in the first.
You know, Coach Liley might have gotten that call.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, subliminally, referees feel like they have to try to balance things out.
Coach Liley's a friend of mine, so I know I can say this, but I feel sorry for that chair.
Oh.
I can't believe it withstood that.
Hey, he's got some agility, though. 3:42. Here's Tucker. He drives, leaves it for Henry. He's got a two-hand stuff again.
Great find by Spencer Tucker again. How many assists does he have?
He's got 6. That time, it almost was like he ran out of real estate, but somehow found an angle to get it to Cole.
And the Dunkometer goes to 49.
That is the 5th one of the night. Here's Sturts. Leaves it for Bartles in the corner, and then gets it right back. DeCock on him. There's a screen set by Coley. Good hedge by Foster. He picks up the dribble, goes cross court. Graham sets up a right wing 3. That's off to the right, but the rebound bounces out. Jarvis, he goes back up, reverse lay-in. A wild shot, no good. And then Coley able to get the rebound, find Graham, and then he traveled. Good hustle by Newton on the offensive glass, but they couldn't get a shot to go before turning it over.
Well, it looked like we just took for granted that we were going to get the rebound because we have more size, and we can't do that. Those are 50-50 balls that we should be coming up with.
3 minutes left here in the fourth. It's 50-43. Oski by 7 with the basketball. Here's Tucker. Plays catch with Henry. Has it outside on the right wing. Steps it back down to the center circle. Coley is switched on to him. So he's going to just blow right by him, go into the corner, and it's off Yates' hands. It was poked away over there by Graham.
That's a tough ball to catch. It was tipped first.
Well, he did the same thing he did on the other side, just kind of got caught in the air with nowhere to go with it. And then when he tried to make a pass that time, the angle wasn't there. 10th Oski turnover. Newton's turned it over 11 times, which is actually a lot more than they usually turn it over. Sturts gets past DeCock all the way and lays it in just ahead of the block attempt by Foster.
We've been hedging that. I don't know why we didn't there.
50-45. Oski
is deceptively quick.
Oski holding on to a 5-point lead. Newton still hanging around.
It looks like we're trying to work the ball into Xavier Foster. Jared Cruz has 4 fouls, but there's only 2 minutes left. I might bring him back in.
Here's Foster, high post. He'll put it on the deck. Over to Henry on the right wing, guarded by the smaller Graham. He'll swing it around, get it to the left wing and Tucker. Over to Yates, top of the key. Foster puts it on the deck, rises from 18. That's a tough shot, nothing but the backboard. Rebound pulled down by Aaron Bartles. Cruz is at the scorer's table with 1:50 to go in the fourth. 50-45. Newton trying to cut the lead to a 1-possession game. Sturts lost the dribble, able to get it back. He gets another screen. There's the big hedge. Man, he's lost the dribble twice here. Thought about a deep 3. Plays catch with Bartles to get it back. They'll clear out for him again.
They have to score here.
Well, he's going to step through past DeCock, airball the shot, but Coley's right there by himself. Functions as a pass, and Oski, or pardon. Yeah, they're going to give Coach Liley. He was calling a timeout as soon as the ball went in the hoop. And Sturts goes to the bench saying, let's get loud, Cardinals fans, and why not? They are again within 3 here with under 2 minutes to play. It is a full timeout. We'll keep it here. It is Oskaloosa 50, Newton 47. Fourth quarter, last 2 minutes. Oskaloosa has the ball. 3 minutes past the top of the 9 o'clock hour. You're listening to us live on 99.5 FM, 740 AM, KMZN, and the KMZN mobile app. Watching us live on MCG Channel 7 and RadioKMZN.com. Emory Songer, William Penn University men's basketball coach John Henry up here in the Crow's Nest. Coach, this is a little closer than I think we all expected it would be.
Yeah, it is, quite honestly, and I don't like it. I've already got anxiety having my boy out there, but at home, this is way too close.
Well, this is by far and away.
I prefer those blowouts that we've been having here in the Oskaloosa gym.
This is by far and away, Coach, the closest they've ever had to play anybody in this gym all
not
year.
Even close. So the 18-point win versus Pella Christian.
That was it.
And everything else has been 20 or 30. Newton has been game since the very beginning, though. We had a 9-2 lead. They came back and gave us a 12-9 game, and from there it's been back and forth.
Oskaloosa was able to get that 7-point lead a couple of different times, but with a guy like Sturts, who's a natural scorer, an ability to score the ball at will, and he's come through with 33 points in the game already.
It'll be very interesting to see what Coach Parker's got drawn up here. This is a big possession.
Foster has come to the bench.
We really don't have to do anything. We could hold the ball, or you go for a bucket to make it 5.
They go underneath. It is Cruz. Little hook shot over Coley. Gets the roll.
Big time.
They wanted to dial up the Cruz machine.
You get a stop here, you hold the ball.
Oh, blocking foul that time. DeCock certainly was moving his feet, but it was whether or not the contact was fully initiated by Sturts. They say DeCock that time slid in under the contact, and it will be a 1-and-1 for Garrett Sturts, as that's the 8th team foul and the 4th on DeCock.
And I will say this again, I think Coach Liley made that call again.
He didn't even say anything, so he saved his voice.
He set it all up.
Front end, Garrett Sturts makes it.
The technical set a lot of these up.
You know what that's like to get the officials to kind of swing here. Is he makes them both.
A time or two. Again, 1 minute left.
All right, so Oskaloosa with the ball. They get through the little half-hearted full court pressure.
Get out of the corner.
Yates,
there you go.
Cross court.
We can play catch.
Nice pass to Henry. He's fouled on the dunk attempt. Jarvis.
Don't do anything dumb, Cole.
Yeah, him and Jarvis had a couple of words after the contact, and Cole will go to the line to shoot a couple. They will talk to Jarvis to settle him down. So it's 52-49. It's a one-possession game, 56.3 left. A good look from Tucker set up the look for Henry, but he's going to have to go to the line.
I don't think Cole's mom's going to appreciate that. Needs to make at least one of these. Come on. There
Makes
you go.
the first.
So it's a 4-point game with 56.3.
Hey, I like this Cole Henry. You know, his freshman year, he's very quiet. You can see on the floor he's quiet. He is an attacker now, but he missed the free throw. Jarvis gets the rebound, but it is a two-possession game.
Still a two-possession game.
Here's Graham. They are trying to run Sturts off screens, and there's a foul, and if it's on DeCock, that's 5, and he's done. Nunakoven will have to check in for him.
So inconsistent. I just don't understand what. They're both jockeying. They're both bumping each other.
And we've seen a lot more contact on Sturts in this half.
And
that wasn't Cole.
This is what he does. He gets so many. How many free throws is that?
He's already shot 11, and he's going to the line for 12, potentially 13. Good hand and the entire Coach Parker saying, get loud, over on the bench is the front end of the 1-and-1 on the way. Nothing but net by one of the most clutch players you'll see.
I want to say this, too. Sturts' conditioning is outrageous because he's running around all night trying to do all this, and he still steps up here late in game, knocks down free throws. It's amazing.
He's 11 for 12 at the line. He's got 36. Looking for 37 to make it a 2-point game with 47.6 left in regulation.
They have to foul us.
He makes them both. Coach Liley wants time. Yeah, this kid's good. He scored 44 in the first game. He's got 37 now. Oskaloosa has a 53-51 lead. Full timeout called by Coach Liley to set up the defense, what he wants to do trapping-wise, and how quickly he wants to set up a fouling situation. What do you draw up if you're Coach Parker?
I know if I'm Coach Parker that's coming. Some junk defense or jump and run and jump defense is coming. They're going to try and force a turnover before they foul. You want to keep everybody spread out. You've probably worked on this situation before. At Penn, we call it clock, where we're ahead. We don't have to shoot anymore. We're playing keep away. We're not a good free throw shooting team. I don't know you want to keep the ball probably in Ryan or Spencer's hands. Keep it away from maybe Cole and or Jared as much as possible, but if you have to, you're going to because you do have the lead. After that, you have 3 timeouts. If you get in a compromised situation, you call a timeout. Saving those timeouts is big because 3 is a lot.
Yeah, so they'll have options here. We'll see who comes out to start. It'll be Henry, Tucker, Yates, Nunakoven, and Cruz. So you do have the 2 guards out there that are your 2 best by far free throw shooters in Yates and Tucker. Both crowds making a lot of noise here in this one. Here we go. Full court pressure being shown man-to-man style by Newton. Inbound comes to Cruz, and he'll be fouled immediately by Jarvis, which is a smart play.
They're going to do the opposite. They're going to make this game longer.
Yep. And bank on missed free throws.
We miss free throws, and Sturts makes his, basically.
Jarvis has 3 fouls in the game. That is the 8th team foul, so it is a 1-and-1. So this is a big first free throw for Jared Cruz.
You know, one thing you also could do is if somebody other than Sturts catches it, foul them.
You could.
I mean, that's
front end.
Nice.
Got it.
That is big by Jared. Now this would make it a 2-possession game. This is a huge free throw.
The entire crowd on their feet for both sides. One more for Cruz to make it a 2-possession lead, as Coach mentioned. It's on the way. Got it.
Oh my goodness, that's big.
Nothing but net. Coach
Time
Parker.
Coach Parker, yeah. Use one of your 3. You still got 2 left.
And he wants to set up a defense maybe to chat now. So we'll keep it here. It is a full timeout. 55-51 now. Oskaloosa with 2 clutch free throws by Cruz, and that's the clutchest free throws he's made all season long. There's still 46 seconds left, Coach. You know who's going to get the basketball.
It'll be interesting to see what we do defensively here.
But you know who's getting the ball.
Yeah. You could just switch everything and see what happens. I don't know what they'll do. I really don't, because it's going to him.
What would you do?
With Sturts, quite honestly, if I'm Newton, I might use Sturts as a decoy and get Graham, or what's the other kid that's made one?
Bartles.
I might see if we can get him a wide open look, roll the dice a little bit. Because you know that Oski right now is gearing for Sturts. Roll the dice. You're not supposed to be in this game. This is the number 1 team in the state at their place. They've been housing people here. Roll the dice, maybe get one of those two, a wide open look at a 3, and then you only have 1 timeout. You don't want to waste that. And then press right away. I'd probably foul again as well to test the 3-point shooting of Oski.
Well, they have hit Graham, Jarvis, and Bartles all have hit a 3-point shot in this game. So
no, I'm not saying that's what they're going to do, but you could really think about it because everybody in this gym thinks the ball is going to Garrett Sturts.
All right, it'll be Graham to bring it up out of the timeout for Newton. Jarvis to inbound. Oskaloosa obviously not showing any pressure. 45 seconds left in regulation. Oski by 4, 55-51. Here's Sturts, right wing. 2 guys were on him initially. Now he'll go all the way to the rim and lay it in as he got positioning.
Look up.
Here's Yates. They don't foul him. They get it ahead to Cruz. Cruz finds Nunnikoven. Nunnikoven all the way. Lays it in.
Travel. He got away with an obvious travel.
Well, he lays it in for 2.
Take it.
Sturts now trying to panic. 20 seconds left.
Taking too much time.
He's going to go all the way, draw the foul, and finish. What a finish.
That's okay. We are still ahead.
He'll go to the line to try to complete a 3-point play. The foul is the 3rd on Cole Henry.
I think Henry was trying to foul him, and he still got the shot off.
Yeah, I mean, it was a hard foul, and Sturts somehow got the finish.
He's up to 40 now.
1 more. Got it.
Keep the ball, Ryan Yates.
Yates gets it over to Henry. Henry brings it up, leaves it for Tucker.
Spencer. Keep it.
Gets it back to Henry. Henry back to Yates.
Keep it, Ryan. Keep it. Good.
And then he's fouled hard up around the face by Graham. 6.8 left. And
I cannot believe they didn't foul Henry.
Well, I can't believe it took so long, as that's Graham's 5th. He's out long back in. So Graham's out of the game.
That's why I kept saying Spencer and Ryan should keep it because they're our best free throw shooters.
They're going to talk about this. He was hit up around the head on the foul. Now, that's a tough call to make at this juncture in a 1-point game, that they would call an intentional foul up around the head, which would give him 2 free throws, and Oski has the ball.
I'm a little worried because even if he makes them, it's still a 1-possession game.
Right, but Sturts is not typically a great 3-point shooter, so it'd have to be somebody else who you draw the 3 of.
If he makes them both, do you foul?
I'm not a fan of that.
I'm not either, but a lot of coaches are.
Coach,
we're gonna if Ryan makes both these, we're gonna find out what Ryan Parker's philosophy is on it.
Yeah, timeout Liley. He can call that timeout before the free throw, so he's icing the shooter in Ryan Yates. Yates on the season comes in at 87% from the line, but only had shot 15 free throws this year. He's shot 2 in this game. He's made them both, so he's 15 of 17 on the season, but has had clutch ones this season and has made the clutch ones this season.
I'm fairly confident. And again, I want to touch on this again. In my line of work, it's one of the hottest topics is do you foul up by 3? I don't like to do it. I've actually lost a game doing it where they missed the free throw. They made the first one, missed the second, they hit a 3 and beat us. A lot of coaches around the country do foul though here.
Yes. I mean, if you're up 3, they can't beat you if you don't.
If he misses, Newton does not have any timeouts, so they're going to have to come down and run a play to either tie or
go for the win
or win the game.
And there's 6 seconds left in the game. So this is a photo finish here from the Oski Gymnasium.
If I'm Oskaloosa, if he makes this first one, I think I'd take another timeout and discuss the time and score on a make or miss of the second. Oh, it's a 1-1.
It's still a 1-1.
Oh, it's a 1-1. I'd call a timeout if he makes this first one.
The front end of the 1-and-1 from Yates on the way. In and out, missed it. Rebound Jarvis. Gets it to Sturts, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Sturts pulls up, tries to draw contact, just fires it up, misses. No foul called, Oski survives.
That is the definition of survive.
The officials swallowed the whistle as Sturts tried to draw contact after the pump fake. And Oskaloosa somehow, even with Yates missing a free throw, wins.
And that's what you settle for. I mean, if he goes into the paint and gets hit, it's a foul. I'm so shocked that Garrett Sturtz did that, because if he's aggressive and gets in the lane, he's going to get fouled or he's going to get a bucket to win the game. I'm so happy as an Oskaloosa fan and parent that he shot the three, because that was inevitably why we won.
And on top of that, this was by far and away, the fourth quarter was the only quarter that had any sort of offensive explosion, and of the 24 points that were scored, 22 of them were Garrett Sturtz in the fourth quarter yet again. He finishes with 42 in the game, but missed what could have been the game-winning shot.
Yeah, and I'm just surprised at his decision there to pull up for three. You're only down one.
Right.
And he's been getting those calls.
Well, he didn't get a call there, and they didn't get a chance to finish.
I don't think he got fouled, honestly.
No, absolutely not. You can't call that.
I think it was Nunakoven was standing there stationary, or was it Ryan?
It was either way, they were standing straight up, and they were not committing a foul. It was a smart defensive play, not a smart offensive play, and Oskaloosa was able to survive a 57-56 barn burner here in Oskaloosa to move to 16-1 this year and 11-0 in conference play. We'll take a break. Come back with the post-game show, break it down, give you the full stats of the game right after this on the No Coast Network.
If you think there's room for improvement in your investment game plan, or that maybe you should send in some new plays, take a time out and talk to an experienced investment professional. I'm Bob Auld of Robert Auld Investments, an investment advisor with over 31 years of experience in Oskaloosa and Southern Iowa. Let me help you find some new strategies. Call 673-9448 or 1-800-444-AULD.
Robert Auld is a registered representative offering securities and investment advisory services through SagePoint Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC.
At Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy, we're proud to keep the Oskaloosa Indians and their fans safe and feeling good on and off the field. Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy is the expert in injury care, orthopedics, and sports rehab, with a new facility in Oskaloosa, complete with an open gym area in addition to several private treatment rooms. If pain is bugging you, come see the experts at Kinetic Edge for a free injury screen. Find out more, including why the Oskaloosa Indians trust Kinetic Edge, at kineticedgept.com.
Dreams start early, illustrated straight from the heart. Big or small, dreams take hard work to grow into reality. To bring your dreams to life, sometimes you need a little help. So surround yourself with people who believe in your dreams and count on Bank Iowa to help you reach them. Bank Iowa, for the dreamer in all of us.
At Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, getting your prescription filled is easy. The large covered drive-thru and easy access to the front door is convenient, and the friendly staff is always ready to help you. With a variety of goods and home decor, Mahaska Drug is sure to have the perfect gift for any occasion. Have your favorite photos developed and framed at Mahaska Drug's framing counter, and cherish your memories for years to come. It's all at Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa, where they have been committed to a healthy community for over 20 years. Call 673-3439 or stop in today.
Hawkeye Real Estate is your one-stop source for everything real estate in Mahaska County and the surrounding area. Whether commercial, residential, or acreages, we've got you covered with the area's largest pool of real estate professionals, full-time support staff, and property management services. With over $19 million in sales volume for 2016, Hawkeye continues to be Oskaloosa's leading real estate office. Discover what thousands already know. When it's time to make a move, get the Hawkeye Edge.
The student community at William Penn made an impression on me. It's a real statement that you can come here and be part of something real.
You have the opportunity to participate in activities.
The coaches are awesome. It's easy to play for coaches that care about you.
The real experiences at Penn have helped shape who I'm going to be when I graduate. I work harder because I want to be part of the conversation in class.
I am a leader.
I am a trailblazer.
I'm proud to be a statesman.
The Oskaloosa team just came back out through the tunnel from the locker room with the final score victory of 57-56. The two closest games they've played this season are at Newton, a 3-point win, 56-53, and at home against Newton, 57-56. They survived by 1 point. Emery Songer alongside Coach John Henry up here in the Crow's Nest. And Coach, I mean, first of all, you can take a deep breath now that the game is over, but there were a lot of things in this game that kept Newton in it. And it's just something about this team. Garrett Sturtz, Bill Liley, this entire thing, they're a thorn in Oskaloosa's side.
So, sometimes, when you're a really good team, if you're ranked number one, you just survive. And sometimes there are teams that their system, their style, and their personnel are just a bad matchup for you. Personally, Berger is that way for me. They could be,
and they're like 3-7 in the conference.
Yeah, they could be 3-7 in the conference. Every time we play them, they're slow, deliberate, and they give us fits. And I think this Newton team, specifically Bill Liley's team, gives us fits. And they're going with one player. Last year was two, and it just, for whatever reason, they're a thorn in our side, and we don't have to play them ever again because they're 4A. So we won't play them again. He won't be back, I don't believe. Neither will Garrett Sturtz, is not getting a 6th or 5th year of eligibility. So, a great player and a great coach, and we don't have to face him ever again. So you take the win and you go on, and that's all that matters. Survive and move on. It doesn't. At the end of the year, nobody's going to say, "Yeah, you went 25-1, but you barely beat Newton."
No.
Nobody talks about that.
Dub's a dub.
Winning is the ultimate goal, and that's really, that's all that really matters.
We're going to take a short break. Coach Parker will be joining me right after this on the No Coast Network.
Lighton State Bank understands that everyone's financial needs and goals are different. That's why it's essential for you to bank with a local bank that knows you personally and professionally. Lighton State Bank is that bank. They understand your financial situation and work diligently to help you reach your financial goals. They're committed to working with you and for you every step of the way. Lighton State Bank, serving you from Lighton, Pella, and Monroe. Grow strong with us, member FDIC.
Main Street Oskaloosa is dedicated to giving our community the downtown they want and deserve. We bring vibrant community events like Art on the Square, Christmas in July, and the Lighted Christmas Parade to downtown Oskaloosa. We believe in the unique value of our district and work to support business here. Our city's history is important, and it drives our efforts in the revitalization and preservation of downtown. In 2017, we received the Signature Project Award for our inspiring and innovative placemaking efforts. Our goal is a downtown Oskaloosa can be proud of. For more information, contact Emily Brown at 641-672-2591.
We love to help people with their smiles. Petrito Orthodontics of Ottumwa and Oskaloosa is all about creating beautiful smiles and increased self-esteem that lasts a lifetime. We specialize in creating individualized smiles by committing to make each visit a memorable experience. Our office is equipped with state-of-the-art technology to ensure optimum results. For help with your smile, call Petrito Orthodontics.
For over 30 years, Pella Printing has been leading the way in the print industry with quality equipment, modern facilities, and skilled staff. The Pella approach combines old-world craftsmanship with today's cutting-edge technology to provide brilliant printed products at a value price. They take the time to understand clients' needs from design to pre-press to printing and delivery to build lasting relationships with their customers. Whether you need personalized graduation announcements, oversized posters and banners, marketing materials, or stationery, Pella Printing offers a broad assortment of quality printed products done with speed and precision. Pella Printing, where technology and craftsmanship meet.
We're back here live in the Crow's Nest. Emery Songer currently being joined by Victoria's head coach Ryan Parker. Coach, congratulations first and foremost. This one was a little bit exciting, I think. We haven't had a lot of close games. Your two closest games this season, win or lose, was 3 points at Newton and then 1 point here. What is it about this team that keeps it so tight for you guys?
Well, I think Coach Lilly does a really good job running some sets and stuff, and they revolve everything around Garrett Sturtz. Garrett Sturtz is a hell of a player. His first call, he got that drew a foul, and I said to the officials, he can't have the LeBron treatment all night long because he does. He gets every single call.
He shot 21 free throws on Friday night against Grinnell.
How many did you shoot tonight?
I had 14 for him.
He gets every call, and it doesn't matter if he gets bumped or not. For some reason, they just give him calls, and it's unfortunate because he's a really good player, and that stigma shouldn't follow him. We just, again, what do you have? 42, and we gave up 44 the first time. It's just one of those things that happens. It may be a style of play that really haunts us a little bit. They switch a little bit. They front the post. They do a little stuff that we don't normally see. But win's a win. We need close games like that. I was talking to you off the air. We need close games because what happens in districts or sub-states or you get to state and you're in a close game and you've really never been in one. And so we need games like this.
A lot of these kids were a part of last year's team, and every close game, you guys just couldn't find a way to gut out.
Yeah.
You've gut out a few real tight games, especially this one tonight, and it was the mix of Cole Henry and Jared Cruz. Xavier really never got going offensively, but you had those two at different points. Cole especially in the first half, Jared especially in the second half before Jared kind of got into foul trouble. It was a game where you like to try to get into the post. You talk about the fronting of the post, though. What was the challenge of trying to get those guys the basketball, and what did you see out of those two tonight?
It was there initially, and then they get around in front. And so we were talking about throwing the skip pass and holding them off. But Newton's credit, their defense was on point tonight. And, they take away what our strength is. Hats off to Bill Lilly. He's a really good coach and really runs some good stuff.
For the rest of your team, Spencer Tucker came up with 10 clutch points toward the end of the game, also had 7 assists. But Ryan Yates, who's been your best free throw shooter all season long, goes to the line. He's hit some clutch ones already this season on the road especially, which you'd figure that all of that is more difficult than what he was facing at the front end of a 1-and-1 out of a timeout. What did you say in that timeout?
We talked about what we're going to do when he makes both. We're going to foul as soon as he gets around half court, make him, it's going to be.
So you were going to foul if he made both?
We're going to foul if he made both. That's what we believe in. Anything close to half court, not probably across because there's only 5.7 seconds left. And I just said, Ryan, you're going to make both of these. And his knees were shaking a little bit in front of the big crowd. But we have faith in him. And, the funny thing is, and I crossed Jared's dad on the way up here. He goes, yeah, it's weird. Jared makes both of his, and Ryan, who's been so money from the free throw line, misses his. So, it goes in stretches. But, I told our guys in the locker room, a win's a win. Did we play well? No. But we needed games like this, and we really got to have 2 good days of practice. We got a really tough one on Friday at Norwalk, who's, if the analogy blood in the water, I would say that would probably what they would be.
They're mad.
Yes,
they're mad about the first time they came here. They're mad they lost a game on the road to Indianola, and they want to show everybody that they still belong in the upper echelon of Class 3A. That brings me to my next question here. This is a character-building win for so many different reasons. Yeah. What do you hope specifically your guys learn from this game?
How to win games down the stretch. How to win close games. Every possession matters. Every stop matters. Every rebound matters. Early in the first half, you give up an offensive rebound putback. That doesn't seem like it matters. But guess what? When a coach stands on a chair and gets technical, and we knock down both free throws and you lose by one, every possession matters. And that's what we're trying to teach them.
You ever thought about standing on a chair to protest a call?
Never seen it in my life. I told the officials I've never seen it in my life.
Coach Henry said he couldn't see it. He's never seen it.
That cost him the game.
Yeah.
They lost by one. We made both free throws. Not a very wise decision.
So you're probably not going to be sitting on chairs anytime.
Absolutely not. I don't know what he was. I don't know.
Hey,
it's his prerogative.
Well, a 1-point win's a 1-point win for you. A 1-point loss for him. He's going to have to figure something out. You'll never have to see him for the rest of this season, which is nice.
We'll always have to see Garrett Sturtz, and according to Bill Lilly, I'll never have to see him again because he's going back to Seattle.
All right. Well,
so be it.
Twist my arm a little bit.
Yeah,
why don't you?
That's all right.
Coach, congrats, man.
Hey, thanks, man.
It's great to get a win like this. Thanks so much.
What's up with the color guy tonight?
Hey, you know what? He said he knew you. I had an opening. Mr. Silvers, Calvin Silvers, he's my Tuesday guy. He's sick with the illness that's been going around, so I was just kind of like, who could help me out tonight? And Coach Henry's sitting over there, and I asked him. He said, yeah.
I told Henry on his way out, I said, you just add another thing to your resume.
Hey,
color broad commentator.
It's pretty deep at this point.
Yeah. Just keep pulling people up out of the crowd.
Hey, how about this as an offer? One day, if you come to a William Penn game, you can sit on and call one of his games.
Absolutely.
All right.
My pleasure.
It's a date. Coach Ryan Parker, congratulations, my friend, and we'll be seeing you on Friday.
Absolutely. Thanks.
We'll take a short break. Come back with more after this on the No Coast Network.
You built a castle so that the prince and princess can live happily ever after. You brought the sunshine to shine upon the whole family's future. But when the sun hides behind the clouds, State Farm can help. We put the life back in life insurance to protect your family's finances, not only in the future, but today.
Call your State Farm agent Kelly Style in Oskaloosa today.
Providing high-quality professional eye care with a truly caring staff is what Oskaloosa Vision Center has been doing for more than 30 years. With our state-of-the-art equipment, we can provide comprehensive eye exams, prescription glasses, and contact lenses, as well as medical care like eye infection and disease treatment, emergency eye care, and pre- and post-operative aid. Newborn to adult, we have the experience to meet all your eye care needs. Oskaloosa Vision Center. Come see us today.
Back here live at the Crow's Nest, I'm currently being joined by the Oskaloosa point guard, Spencer Tucker. Spencer, this game is a tight one. You've been the starting point guard for Oskaloosa basketball since your sophomore year, now as a seasoned senior. This game was one that Oskaloosa last year wasn't going to pull out. You can see the growth this team has at this point. For you players, especially you specifically, what made this team, what guided this team to the victory when the going got tough as Newton kept coming back at you in the fourth quarter?
I think everyone on the team kept their heads, so that's always good when your team, like, they think that we're going to win the game. And then we made free throws down the stretch, which we haven't done all year, and we needed to tonight, and we did it, so that was good. And I think just our defense, we realized we needed to play harder defense, and everyone stepped up a little bit. With you had an opportunity to hit a couple of open shots in this game from deep where you usually make your home. I said this on the broadcast. You finished with 10 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, and 1 steal. Spencer Tucker last year, even your sophomore year, you may not have been a factor at all if those three-pointers aren't falling for you. The development of your game this year has been something that's really taken this team to the next level. I mean, 7 assists, and you set up Cole Henry with some easy looks down low. For you, what has the mindset changed? Obviously, it grew some, but for your development, what has made you such a different player this year? The fact that you can still finish with 10 points when your shot's not falling, you still finish with 7 assists even though the shot's not falling, and play some strong defense as well. Well, when I drive to the hoop and I have Cole and Zay just waiting at the hoop for a ball, I mean, it's not very hard to give them the ball because you just got to toss it up and they're there. And, I mean, if that lane's open and my shot's off, so I got to try to work to get there, and I can use a little bit of my speed. I think I got a little bit faster off the dribble, so that's helped a lot. And, you know, some nights you just walk in the gym and you're not having your shot go, but you got to try to make other guys go. So that's kind of my mindset when I'm not making shots is you got other guys on your team that can do just as good of stuff as I can, so just get them the ball. You guys have a couple of tough days of practice, I'm sure. Coach Parker's going to want to improve a lot of what you guys are doing, but Friday's going to be a challenge. You're going to a very good Norwalk team that's only lost twice this season, once to you and once to Indianola. They are going to be angry about the 35-point drubbing you guys put on them in this gym. They want to try to return the favor. How are you guys preparing for that one, especially knowing that you're going to be guarding Bowen Bourne? You did such a great job shutting him down in the first game. I want to go into that game, and I want to have like the mindset we have that we're walking into a home game. With our crowd here and everything, we're so hyped to play a hard game, and I think if our team walks in there and they play with their like heart instead of like just their mind, we'll be a lot better because we're just gonna go out and think we're gonna win games. So, I mean, yeah, we killed them here, but it's a different night, Friday night, and Coach Parker will get us ready for it. He'll get us in the gym. He'll get us doing some competitive stuff with each other. And I think we'll be ready for Friday. Not to take your mind off basketball, but I want an expert's opinion. Tiger's looking pretty good these days. What do you think his 2018 is going to look like? I think it's going to get better. His back's looking healthy, and I like to see Tiger doing good stuff because he's a good golfer. He deserves to get some of his mojo back. You think he wins a major? No. All right. It's too much young talent. He's going to draw the line there. Yeah. Spence, congratulations on the win, my friend, and we'll be talking to you again very soon. All right. We'll take another short break, wrap things up after this on the No Coast Network.
Look at that mouth. That poor, parched mouth. What'd you eat for lunch? Chalk dust? Did your face storm a sandcastle? You're being awfully quiet. Is that because your mouth feels like the business end of a Dremel saw? Is it because your mouth just wrote a haiku and all 17 syllables were dry heaves? Right now, your mouth could be tongue-bathing in the refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew. Instead, it feels like you've been motorboating King Tut's sarcophagus. Show some mercy. Crack open an ice-cold Mountain Dew. You know your mouth wants you to. Do the Dew.
Kevin, meet your father.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin. Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin. Trusted advice for life.
Kevin, how's your mom?
Thank you. Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
Back here one final time from the Crow's Nest, and what a fantastic night of basketball. Two very tight ball games. Oskaloosa girls battled tough in their closest game of the season, but unfortunately fell short against Newton earlier tonight by a score of 28-24. The Indian girls now sitting with a record overall of 0-18 and 0-11 in Little Hawkeye, but you see the growth from the girls and Coach J.C. White. She's going to have these girls ready to play against Norwalk on Friday night. Also, the Oskaloosa boys, they had to survive another 42 points from Garrett Sturtz, but they were able to do so, eking out with a 57-56 victory after an explosive fourth quarter. The Indian boys now sit at 16-1 overall, 11-0 in the Little Hawkeye, ahead of their game against Norwalk, which is a huge matchup on the road in the Des Moines area on Friday. Again, that's our next Oskaloosa broadcast, so be sure to check that out on 99.5 FM and AM 740 KMZN, radiokmzn.com, the KMZN mobile app. Audio only. Norwalk says no space for our video equipment or our video crew, so if you're looking for video, unfortunately we won't have it for you on Friday night, but we will have the audio as always for you live right here on the No Coast Network, so don't miss out on that. We'll be sure to give you all of the action with myself and Doug DeCock on the call from Norwalk as the Indians look for a couple of wins on the road in the Little Hawkeye. If you're looking for other programming, we have plenty for you. William Penn University women's and men's basketball, they are on a roll this season. 15-5 women, the 20-1 men, unanimous number one in the nation and in the IA Division I. They are playing on the road at Mount Mercy in Cedar Rapids. Our broadcast will start around 5:15, 5:30 tip for the women. The men will follow. Also, if you're looking for something a little bit interesting, check out 104.9 FM KBOE and KBOEradio.com tomorrow night, starting right around 5:15. I have my show South by South Central. My buddy Brian Myers joins me, and we're unpacking a lot. Regionals for small school girls basketball, the sub-state pairings for Class 3A and 4A boys basketball. We'll be chatting about wrestling sectionals and wrestling districts that are coming up with sectionals this weekend in the entire state of Iowa. And we'll also be talking about Iowa high school football, the brand new playoff rules, the brand new districts. All of that is going to be there, and I have an interview set up with Todd Tharp, who is the football director of the Iowa High School Athletic Association. So that should be fantastic. Join us there at 5:15 on 104.9 FM KBO if you're looking for more high school coverage. That'll do it for us. For my broadcast partner this evening, John Henry, as well as the Oskaloosa video production crew, our director Dina Landucci here live on location, as well as Kenny Jones back in the No Coast Network studios. This is Emery Songer signing off. Newton defeats Oskies girls 28-24. The Oski boys are able to stay unbeaten in Little Hawkeye play 57-56 over Newton. My name's Emery Songer. I'm signing it off from the Crow's Nest here at the Oskaloosa High School Gymnasium right here on the No Coast Network.
This has been Oskaloosa Indians basketball action on the No Coast Network.
Brought to you by Mahaska, Bank Iowa, Cloud Valve Company, Kelly Style Insurance, Oskaloosa Area Chamber, Petrito Orthodontics, Hawkeye Real Estate, Swim Sports, Awards and Screen Printing, Raymond James Financial Services, William Penn University, Fairway, Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy, Roxfort's Decorating Center, Pella Printing, Penn Central Mall, Oskaloosa Vision Center, Robert Auld Investments, and Mahaska Drug.
This has been a presentation of the No Coast Network.